sea glitters, a molten expanse of sapphire catching the first rays of dawn. On a small fishing boat, I stand with Nikos, our silhouettes stark against the awakening horizon. Gulls circle above the harbor, their cries echoing like ghostly whispers in the morning air. Nikos, usually a torrent of stories, is unusually silent, his gaze lost in the endless sea. Inside the dimly lit tavern, the air is thick with the scent of ale and aged wood. Weather-beaten old men huddle around rough-hewn tables, their voices rising and falling with each shared tale. They speak of Ikira, 'tis Phones, the Lady of Screams, her name a chilling whisper in the smoky air. Their eyes widen as they describe the Harpy, cursed to forever collect the souls of drowned sailors. I dismiss their stories as mere drunken folklore, the product of too much drink and too many nights at sea. Under the cloak of night, fishing nets are hauled near the towering cliffs. The only sound, the gentle lapping of waves against the hull. The wind stills, and the Aegean Sea transforms into a mirror, reflecting the starlit sky. Its surface now is smooth as glass. A flicker of movement on the ridge above breaks the serene tableau. A hunched figure emerges from the shadows, shimmering feathers catching the faint light, a disturbingly human face peering into the night. Atop the cliffs, a creature lurks, its eyes burning into us. The air vibrates with an unseen energy, a palpable tension gripping the scene. Every muscle in the creature's body is coiled, ready to unleash. Nikos' voice breaks the charged silence. Did you see that? The world holds its breath, waiting. A piercing shriek tears through the serene expanse of the Aegean Sea. The waves recoil, as if struck by an unseen force, and seagulls scatter in a frenzy of wings. From the depths, a colossal creature unfurls its vast black wings, each feather an omen against the sky. An ominous shadow falls upon the endless sea as the gargantuan form rises. The creature ascends, a dark silhouette soaring into the infinite void above. Across the tranquil Aegean Sea, a dark shadow stretches, its reflection growing, moving ominously closer. Desperate hands fumble with the motor, but it sputters and dies, leaving only silence and encroaching dread. The water beneath the boat begins to throb with an unnatural pulse, a sign of something immense rising from the depths. An unseen force vibrates through the hull, a chilling prelude to the unknown horror emerging from the sea. The boat is battered by a sudden, violent gust, threatening to capsize in the Aegean's unforgiving embrace. Nikos, muscles straining, grapples with an oar, a desperate dance against the relentless, surging waves. From the blinding sunlight, a harpy descends, an omen of dread against the azure sky. Her face is an unsettling pallor, eerily luminous, framed against the harsh glare of the Sunday. Her eyes are twin pools of endless night, black voids, promising only despair and oblivion. Above the churning Aegean, a harpy materializes, her shadow falling ominously over the water. Her massive wings beat with a slow, deliberate power, stirring the sea into a frenzy of whitecaps. The air crackles with unspoken threat as she surveys the scene below. Her piercing cry echoes across the waves, a stark warning to those who dare trespass. Leave this place, the harpy commands, her voice laced with ancient fury. Your nets take more than fish. Nikos staggers toward the cliff's edge, the salty wind battling his balance and whipping through his hair. He raises a wavering arm, his fingers stabbing accusingly at the vast, indifferent expanse of the Aegean Sea. A drunken grin spreads across his face, a mask of defiance against the immensity before him. With a guttural yell, he spits into the churning water below. Go back to hell, you sea witch, he roars, his voice lost in the wind's howl and the crash of waves. The sea remains silent and unyielding, a dark mirror reflecting Nikos' futile rage. The harpy's head snaps towards Nikos, its gaze piercing through the salty air above the Aegean Sea. An eerie stillness descends. The waves momentarily hushed as if holding their breath. A deeper scream tears through the silence, its vibrations shaking the very timbers of the boat. Nikos clutches at his chest, a look of utter agony contorting his face. He collapses, his body crumpling to the deck like a puppet with severed strings. Blood trickles from his ears, staining the weathered wood with a crimson tide. Under the vast expanse of the Aegean sky, the Harpy's monstrous wings unfurl, eclipsing the starlight. She descends, a grotesque silhouette against the night, the stench of decay radiating from her. Close enough to feel the fetid breath on my face, she whispers words ancient and guttural, a dark promise carried on the wind. Then, as suddenly as she appeared, the Harpy vanishes, leaving only the echoing dread of her presence. The vast Aegean stretches out, indifferent to the tragedy unfolding upon its surface. A single hat bobs forlornly on the waves, a splash of color against the deep blue. The hat lists slightly, beginning its slow descent into the cold depths. Ripples spread outwards, the only evidence of Nikos' passing. The sea remains silent, swallowing secrets and memories without a trace. Under the pale light of dawn, a lone boat drifts back toward the harbor, an eerie silence hanging in the air. A figure aboard, haunted by fear, stares blankly at the empty vessel. The harbor slowly comes into view, a stark contrast to the inner turmoil of the solitary sailor. The boat glides silently, carrying its burden of dread and emptiness into the awakening world. Inside the dimly lit tavern, the heavy scent of stale beer mixes with the unwashed bodies of its patrons. Rough-hewn tables bear the scars of countless spilled drinks and hushed conspiracies. Locals huddle in shadowed corners, their faces a canvas of pity and suspicion. Whispers weave through the room like smoke, carrying tales of misfortune and doubt. The air hangs thick with unspoken accusations and lingering sorrow. A somber voice cuts through the murmurs. The locals say Nikos must have fallen overboard, blaming exhaustion and ouzo. My dreamscape twists into a vision of monstrous wings scraping against the jagged cliffs. A haunting whisper snakes through my subconscious, uttering my name with chilling familiarity. The Harpy emerges from the shadows of my dream, its smile a terrifying promise. Terror grips me as the line between dream and reality blurs. The Harpy's smile, the last thing I see before waking. Years blur on the sun-drenched Amorgos streets, each gust of wind carrying her haunting echo. The howling wind seems to whisper her name, a constant reminder of what's lost. Each memory drives deeper into the bottle, seeking oblivion in the haze of alcohol. The noise of the crowded streets becomes a desperate attempt to drown out the silence she left behind. The sun bleeds across the horizon, a canvas of orange and purple reflecting the turmoil within me as I stand at the cliff's edge. The wind howls like a mournful spirit, tearing through my hair as I gaze out at the endless water. Sometimes, in the fading light, a shadow dances across the waves, a chilling reminder of what's been lost. Your nets take more than fish, I think, my voice lost to the wind. Inside the old house, light streams through the window as I clutch a water-stained letter, my hands trembling. The paper feels soft and worn beneath my fingertips, the ink blurred with age and forgotten secrets. Each crease and stain tells a story of time and tide, whispering of a past long buried. The words on the page seem to pulse with a dark energy, reaching out from beyond the veil of years. A voice echoes in my mind, cold and relentless. You took something that was not yours. The sea remembers. Come to the cliffs, tonight. Against the restless night sky, the cliffs stand silhouetted, their jagged edges stark against the gloom. Thick clouds obscure the moon, casting the landscape into deeper shadow. Below, the sea pulses with an eerie, faint green light, a supernatural glow in the darkness. The cliffs loom, silent witnesses to the sea's mysterious illumination. Following the familiar cliff path, memories of shared times flood back. The path winds along the rugged coastline, each step echoing with unspoken stories. The salty air carries whispers of past adventures, where nets were cast with hope and laughter. The landscape is a silent witness to days spent side by side, now a stark reminder of absence. Each turn in the path reveals a new vista, each vista deepening the sense of solitude and longing. Perched on the cliff's edge, a small shrine emerges, its form meticulously assembled from driftwood and seashells. The diffused light of the sky casts a soft glow, illuminating the shrine's delicate construction. At the shrine's heart, Nico's fisherman's amulet rests, a silent sentinel amidst the weathered wood. The amulet glints subtly, catching the light like a beacon in the tranquil setting. Each shell and piece of driftwood tells a story, whispering tales of the sea and the lives it touches. The shrine stands as a poignant tribute, a testament to memory and the enduring power of the ocean. From the cliffs, a fragile, mournful song drifts on the wind, its source unknown. The sound hangs in the air, ethereal and haunting, defying human origin. An eerie melody carries over the rugged landscape, promising mystery. The mournful song echoes, a haunting call from an unknown world. From the depths of the Aegean, a harpy ascends, a creature born of tempestuous seas. Her wings spread wide, casting a shadow over the water, each feather edged with the threat of the storm. A face of shifting beauty and horror emerges, a vision that captivates even as it terrifies. The sea churns in her wake, a reflection of the turmoil that brews within her. She is the embodiment of the Aegean's wrath, a siren of the storm given flight. Waves crash violently against the base of the cliffs, their thunderous roar echoing in the vast expanse. The wind howls relentlessly, carrying the sharp biting scent of salt and the raw, untamed power of the sea. Against the turbulent backdrop of the churning ocean, a solitary figure stands silhouetted, a dark, enigmatic presence against the storm. Her voice, carried on the wind, cuts through the storm's fury. "You came back!" The sea's hunger echoes in her words, a haunting truth revealed. You heard the sea's hunger. You cannot ignore it. On the precipice of towering cliffs, the protagonist collapses, knees hitting the unforgiving stone. Hands raw and trembling, they claw at the rough edges, a desperate attempt to anchor against the void. A tremor runs through their body, a visible manifestation of inner turmoil and mounting dread. The wind howls around them, a mournful cry echoing their own despair. Voice cracking with fear and defiance, the protagonist cries out into the vast expanse. "What do you want from me?" On the open Aegean Sea, a woman gestures towards the restless waves, her command unspoken yet powerful. Responding to her silent will, the water begins to rise, the sea's surface churning with nascent energy. Sunlight glints off the crests of the swelling waves, illuminating their ominous ascent. The rising water contorts and twists, forming vague humanoid silhouettes against the horizon. Upon the still surface of the Aegean Sea, a spectral gathering takes form. Dozens of spirits materialize, adrift on the water, an ethereal fleet upon the dark expanse. Men, women, and children float listlessly, their forms shimmering like heat haze. Each spirit bears the mark of tragedy, an echo of lives cut short, their stories lost to the waves. Hollow, blind eyes stare blankly ahead, reflecting an infinite sorrow that transcends the mortal realm. The Aegean Sea whispers their silent lament, a haunting symphony carried on the night wind. Across the vast Aegean Sea, the narrator scans the faces bobbing in the water, an ocean of lost souls. Familiar faces emerge from the depths, fishermen swallowed by the sea, villagers spirited away by unseen forces, A haunting recognition dawns as the narrator whispers. I recognize faces among them. Fishermen lost at sea, villagers who'd vanished, and Nikos. Faces once mourned, now found in this spectral gathering. A reunion in the heart of the Aegean. The Aegean Sea stretches out, an endless expanse of shimmering blue under the warm Sunday. Nikos stands at the water's edge, the gentle waves lapping at his feet. A subtle smile plays on his lips, a delicate curve that seems slightly out of place. It's a smile that doesn't quite reach his eyes, a borrowed expression. The smile deepens, but it remains foreign, an echo of someone else's joy. His eyes reflect the vastness of the sea, mirroring a profound sense of longing and shared memories. Waves explode against the cliffs, their roar echoing in the wind. The wind howls around the cliff face, a harbinger of the storm to come. Harpy's voice rises above the storm, filled with ancient wrath. Your kind stole what the sea gave freely life, she cries, her words laced with fury. Now you will feed me. Buffeted by relentless winds, I stumble towards the cliff's edge. The wind becomes an invisible wall, a force pushing me closer to the abyss. Spirits begin to materialize, their forms swirling in the tempestuous air around me. Whispers, like icy tendrils, coil around my mind, chilling me to the core. The voices intensify, a chorus of ethereal murmurs that threaten to overwhelm. Panic sets in as the spectral figures close in, their whispers promising despair. The harpy's shadow stretches across the jagged cliffs, her presence a chilling omen against the endless sky. Her razor-sharp talons graze the stone, a prelude to the storm she embodies. She leans forward, her gaze as piercing as the abyss below, her breath a whisper of winter. The air grows heavy with anticipation, the cliffs themselves seeming to hold their breath in her presence. The Aegean Sea stretches endlessly, its dark surface concealing mysteries. From the depths, thousands of glimmering shapes begin to ascend, breaking the water's surface. Look, she whispers, her voice filled with awe and apprehension. A disturbing transformation unfolds as fish and human faces twist and gasp in a macabre dance between two worlds. Under an endless sky, waves relentlessly assault the hull of a weathered ship, each crash a thunderous echo against the silence of the sea. A lone figure stands at the bow, a silhouette carved against the fiery canvas of the horizon, their presence both commanding and haunting. The figure's voice cuts through the roar of the ocean, a declaration of possession and intent. They belong to me now. A chilling promise hangs in the air, as the figure's words echo across the waves, sealing a dark fate. And soon, so will you. On the edge of towering cliffs, she raises her wings, a silhouette against the turbulent sky. The air crackles with anticipation as dark clouds gather, mirroring the turmoil within her. A blinding flash rips through the sky, illuminating the churning sea below. Lightning forks across the water, a raw display of nature's power mirroring her own unleashed might. The cliffs are struck, a testament to the formidable forces at play, both within and around her. The cliff shrine erupts in a violent explosion, ancient stone shattering into a storm of splinters. The deafening sound reverberates across the desolate landscape, a stark testament to destruction. Amidst the chaos, the sacred amulet is violently dislodged from its resting place. It tumbles through the air, a glint of metal against the backdrop of smoke and debris. The amulet lands with a soft thud at my feet, an unexpected offering from the ruin. Its presence is a silent invitation, a relic of power amidst devastation. Standing atop the rugged cliffs, I grip the amulet, the wind tearing at me as I brace myself. The sea crashes below, its roar a constant challenge as I prepare to speak my truth. My voice, though small against the immensity, carries a defiance born of desperation. If the sea remembers, I shout, my words swallowed by the wind, but aimed at the unforgiving waves. Then remember this. I never took you. The amulet gleams, a silent witness to my plea against the backdrop of the tumultuous sea. High atop the cliffs, she pauses, a silhouette against the endless sky. The wind, a relentless force, momentarily falters, as if holding its breath. An unnerving silence descends as the voices, once clamorous, fade into a whisper. A moment of profound stillness where the world seems to pause, awaiting her next move. On the towering cliffs, a shadow of sadness begins to soften her features. Her eyes reflect a deep, unspoken sorrow, as if mourning a past she cannot reclaim. The wind whips around her, carrying whispers of regret and unfulfilled dreams. A melancholic stillness settles over her, a poignant moment suspended in time. At the cliff's edge, wind and sea conspire to challenge her resolve, a tempest mirroring the turmoil within. The sea crashes violently against the rocks below, a symphony of nature's raw power. Her hair whips around her face, a wild halo in the face of the storm's fury. She stands firm, an unyielding figure against the dramatic backdrop. Her voice, a fragile whisper against the roar of the ocean. It was never you. A chilling resolve hardens her gaze as she concludes. But it will be. A sheer drop from the cliffs, the world tilting sickeningly. The wind screams past, a relentless force. Endless sky above, unforgiving rocks below. A desperate silent scream lost in the wind's roar. The ground rushes up, a blur of jagged edges, falling into the abyss. Dawn breaks on the shore, painting the sky with the promise of a new day. I awaken to a world transformed, the fury of the storm now a distant memory. The cliffs stand silent, their rugged faces softened by the gentle light. The sea, once a tempestuous beast, now lies calm and serene, reflecting the tranquil sky above. The shore stretches out, empty and silent. Waves gently lap against the sand, the only sound in the vast emptiness. A lone boat lies half buried, a stark contrast to the open sea. No harpy, no spirits, only the tangible reality of sand and wood. The boat sits immobile, stranded between worlds, a scene of quiet desolation under the endless sky. The desolate shore stretches out, waves gently lapping against the sand. Nikos's hat lies abandoned beside the shore, a waterlogged and torn relic of a forgotten struggle. The hat bobs slightly with the tide, a silent testament to the relentless power of the sea. Each wave whispers secrets as it caresses the torn fabric, a mournful sigh echoing along the empty beach. 15 years drift by, marked only by the sun and the relentless waves. The once vibrant sea near Amorgos now lies eerily still, devoid of life, a silent testament to a forgotten disaster. The water reflects a lifeless sky. The horizon stretches, a haunting reminder of what has been lost to the depths. Cobblestone streets of Amorgos glisten faintly, reflecting the distant, muted lights. A thick fog rolls in from the sea, heavy with the briny scent of salt and hidden depths. The fog creeps through the streets, blurring the edges of ancient buildings, shrouding them in mystery. The night deepens, and the tide rises, whispering secrets against the shore. An unsettling stillness blankets the island, broken only by the distant crash of waves. Imagination stirs in the fog-laden air, where whispers of wings echo above the cliffs. The Aegean Sea unfolds under the cloak of night, its dark waters mirroring the distant starlight. Gazing into the still water, a surreal transformation begins. Feathers sprout from my shoulders, an ethereal emergence against the backdrop of the silent sea. The Aegean Sea whispers secrets to the emerging figure, an otherworldly spectacle under the starlit sky. A mysterious metamorphosis unfolds as feathers emerge into the Aegean night, blurring the line between human and mythical. Under the dim light, I sit alone at a worn wooden table, my figure solitary against the quiet backdrop of the tavern. The silence of the night amplifies the solitude, each sip of my drink echoing in the cavernous space. An unusual calm settles as the absence of the tavern's usual patrons deepens the surrounding emptiness. The old men's laughter and chatter have vanished, leaving behind a haunting silence in their wake. As dusk descends, I walk towards the edge of the cliffs, each footstep a soft echo in the fading light. The air grows heavy with anticipation, the twilight deepening around me. An unseen force tugs gently, an invitation whispered on the wind. My steps become more deliberate, as if guided by an invisible hand leading me forward. The cliffs loom, their rugged edges stark against the darkening sky. I am drawn closer, the pull growing stronger with each step toward the precipice. Jagged cliffs meet the endless sea, the waves crashing in a symphony of nature's raw power. The wind howls a mournful song, carrying whispers across the vast expanse of water. The sea whispers a name, an invitation to the unknown depths. The cliffs stand as silent witnesses, guarding secrets carried on the ocean breeze. In the dead of night, I writhe in the tangled sheets, sleep evading me like a phantom. My mind becomes a relentless projector, replaying the day's events in an endless loop. The harpy from my dream materializes in my thoughts, its grotesque form searing itself into my memory. I desperately attempt to banish the image, to silence the screams echoing in my mind. But the harpy remains, a persistent shadow clinging to the edges of my sanity. Each failed attempt to escape only tightens its grip, pulling me further into the abyss of sleepless terror. The rugged cliffs of Amorgos meet the endless Aegean, the wind a relentless sculptor of my hair and spirit. Before me, the sea stretches into eternity, its blue expanse mirroring the isolation that consumes me. I stand as an outcast, marked by the sea's untamed beauty, forever bound to its lonely embrace. The vastness separates me, an eternal exile on this windswept precipice, where sky meets sorrow. Beneath the cloak of night, I stand where the Aegean kisses the shore, cool sand yielding beneath my feet. A salty breeze whispers through my hair, carrying the scent of the inevitable. Silence stretches, broken only by the rhythmic crash of waves as I brace myself in the darkness. A haunting dread fills the air as a voice echoes in my mind, foretelling doom. The Lady of Screams is coming for me. Dawn breaks, casting a ghostly fog over the quaint fishing village in County Down. The air hangs heavy with damp cold as Eamon Byrne stands solitary on the weathered docks. Fishermen, silhouettes against the pale sky, bustle about their trawlers, preparing for the day's toil. The mournful cries of seagulls pierce the silence, a constant symphony of the sea. Distant waves crash against the shore, their rhythmic pulse a timeless echo. Eamon watches, a silent observer amidst the awakening village, the salt-tinged air filling his lungs. Inside the warmly lit pub, the golden glow illuminates the weathered faces of old fishermen gathered around the tables. Pints of Guinness stand like dark anchors in their gnarled hands as they exchange tales and gravelly whispers. I lean in, captivated, as their voices drop, hinting at forgotten lore. The air thickens with anticipation as they begin to speak of the silver ship, its spectral image hanging in the fog of their words. A chill runs through the room as they describe the ghostly schooner, its sails billowing in the endless night. The silence is broken only by the crackling fire as they share a grim belief. It is an omen of death. On the silent, glass-like Irish Sea, the Cormorant, a small trawler, cuts through the night. Aboard, I stand with Sean and Tommy, the stillness of the sea unnerving under the vast night sky. Near the Arklow bank, we haul in nets, the catch meager, mirroring the growing disquiet among us. An eerie calm blankets the sea, Yet a sense of unease begins to settle, heavy and unspoken. The silence stretches, broken only by the creak of the ship, amplifying the feeling that something is amiss in the dark waters. A thick fog rolls across the Irish Sea, its tendrils swallowing the distant coastal lights, cloaking the world in an eerie silence. Sean curses under his breath as he flicks on the deck lamp, its beam swallowed by the oppressive mist, offering no escape. From the heart of the fog, a low, metallic singing begins, its source unseen, its intent unknown. The sound grows, an alien siren song cutting through the night. Sean freezes, his blood running cold, his senses straining against the impenetrable fog as fear grips his heart. In the inky blackness of the Irish Sea, a faint glimmer appears, cutting through the oppressive haze. A silver-white light dances tantalizingly on the fog-laden horizon, beckoning from the unknown. Slowly, the light intensifies, revealing the ethereal silhouette of a colossal vessel. Its surface gleams with an otherworldly luminescence, as if the ship were crafted from liquid mercury. The vessel hovers silently above the waves, defying the natural order with its majestic presence. A breathtaking spectacle unfolds against the dark expanse of the sea, a testament to the extraordinary. Under the vast, star-dusted sky above the Irish Sea, Sean makes the sign of the cross, a silent prayer escaping his lips. His face is etched with dread as he whispers, his voice barely audible above the wind. It's death. In the distance, a haunting melody begins to swell, voices rising and falling like the relentless waves. The chorus grows louder, an ethereal song carried on the wind, chilling the very soul. A deep ache resonates within, a haunting familiarity, stirring forgotten memories. The melody tugs at the heart, a ghostly echo of a past shrouded in mystery and sorrow. On the Irish Sea, the silver ship pivots with eerie grace, its prow aligning ominously with the cormorant. A dense fog billows from the ship's deck, a spectral shroud that dances in the dim light. Figures emerge from the mist, lining the railing like silent sentinels. Their faces are pale, almost luminous. In the darkness, an unsettling gleam in their hollow eyes. A strange, silver sheen reflects in their eyes, hinting at an otherworldly presence aboard the silver ship. Tommy's scream is devoured by the night as he drops his lantern, plunging the Irish Sea into absolute darkness. The silver ship emanates an ethereal glow in the distance, a beacon in the overwhelming black. "Start the engine!" Sean yells, his command sharp against the backdrop of the silent, vast sea. But the engine remains dead, the radio silent, and the compass spins wildly, leaving them adrift and lost. Under the cold gaze of the moon, the silver ship emerges from the darkness, its sails like shadows against the water. Figures stir on the deck, their forms indistinct in the eerie light. A figure stands out, a familiar silhouette, yet disturbingly altered. My father's face, or a cruel imitation of it, stares down with an unnerving intensity. His eyes burn like molten steel, reflecting the ship's unearthly glow, promising cold vengeance. Under a vast, starlit sky, gentle waves whisper against the Irish shore. A solitary figure's breath mists in the cold night air. As they call out, "Dad?" a distant song hangs in the air, then vanishes abruptly, leaving only silence. A voice echoes from the darkness, "Come back," before fading into a deep, metallic moan. The Irish Sea roils in the darkness, its surface a churning abyss reflecting the faint light of the stars. Beneath the trawler, a ghostly luminescence spreads across the water, the reflection of the silver ship rising from the depths. An unseen force grips the trawler, pulling it relentlessly downwards towards the spectral glow. Metal screams as the trawler groans under the strain, its structure twisting and protesting against the unnatural pull. Amidst the chaos, Sean clutches his rosary, his lips moving in silent, fervent prayer, seeking divine intervention. Tommy, face pale and slick with sweat, leans over the railing, the violent motion of the sea claiming his stomach's contents. On the dark expanse of the Irish Sea, a haunting glow pierces the night, emanating from a spectral ship. Frozen in place, my gaze is ensnared by the ethereal vessel, its light both mesmerizing and terrifying. A figure emerges from the glowing ship, his face chillingly familiar, my father, yet not. His hand reaches out, an invitation or a warning, as the world around me fades into an unnerving silence. The glowing ship and the beckoning figure are the last things I see as the Irish Sea claims me. An eerie stillness descends upon the Irish Sea, where moments before chaos reigned. The fog lifts, revealing an empty expanse where the ship once stood, now vanished into the night. A profound silence blankets the scene, broken only by the soft lapping of water against what remains. Shivering, Sean sits alone, his face etched with stunned disbelief as he grapples with the impossible. A quiet plea breaks the silence, laced with exhaustion and a desperate longing. Let's go home. Inside my humble cottage, the night deepens, shadows dancing with the flickering candlelight. I reach into my coat pocket, my fingers brushing against a hidden treasure. A silver coin emerges, its surface worn smooth with age, an ancient ship etched upon its face. The ship is frozen in time, its design strange and wonderful. As my fingers trace the coin's design, a haunting metallic song echoes in my mind, resonating with the mysteries of the past. The pub glows softly, a haven of hushed voices and gentle clinking, where shadows dance with secrets. At a scarred wooden table, Scene and Tommy share whiskey, the amber liquid catching the dim light. Scene stares into his glass, lost in a swirling vortex of memory and regret, his mind haunted by a persistent hum, the echo of a nightmare that refuses to fade. He sees his father's hand, reaching through the fog, a spectral image that grips his soul. Against the backdrop of towering cliffs, a lone figure descends towards the shore, a coin gleaming in their hand. The vast expanse of the sea stretches out, beckoning with its timeless mystery. They raise their hand, poised to release the coin into the boundless waters, but a strange resistance takes hold. Their fingers refuse to unfurl, as if an unseen force binds them. The coin remains clutched tightly, an object of inexplicable attachment, defying the intended farewell. In the dead of night, I writhe beneath rough wool blankets, haunted by relentless visions. The silver ship flickers behind my eyelids, a ghostly image burned into my mind. The coin in my pocket radiates an unbearable heat, searing through layers of fabric and flesh. I clutch the burning coin, the chilling realization seeping into my bones. The ship has marked me, and there's no escape from its spectral brand. The coastal town is under siege as a furious storm unleashes its wrath, winds howling like vengeful spirits. Waves rise into monstrous peaks, crashing down with voracious hunger, swallowing boats whole. Amidst the chaos, a figure steps forward, volunteering to brave the storm's fury. The phone feels heavy, a lifeline amidst the raging tempest. Each ring brings a desperate plea, a race against time and tide. The storm rages, but the spirit of rescue burns brighter, defying the tempest's wrath. Under the dim light of the rescue center, I huddle over the radio, long shadows stretching across the room. Static crackles from the speaker as I scan frequencies, a desperate search for any sign of life. "You're mad," Sean says, his voice cutting through the static. "You want that thing to come back." A grim acknowledgement hangs in the air. He's not wrong. A faint, scrambled distress signal crackles to life, piercing the silent night. The coordinates reveal a haunting truth: the silver ship's last known location. Alone, I board a small boat, the engines hum a defiant challenge to the stillness. The Irish Sea stretches before me, dark and vast, concealing secrets beneath its surface. Under a sky pierced by rain like needles, the Irish Sea glows with an eerie light. An irresistible force pulls towards the shimmering horizon, where water meets the storm-ridden sky. The blackness of the night amplifies the sea's faint, otherworldly luminescence. Each drop of rain intensifies the sense of isolation and the relentless draw of the unknown. Driven forward, the faint glow promises answers amidst the tempestuous sea. On the Irish Sea, a dense fog rolls in, thick and suffocating, as if the ocean itself is exhaling secrets. The ship's compass spins wildly, a chaotic dance of magnetic forces in the oppressive atmosphere. The engine dies, plunging the scene into an unnerving silence, amplifying the eerie stillness of the fog-laden sea. A faint whisper of a song drifts across the water, an ethereal melody carried on the misty breath of the sea. The haunting tune swells, its mournful notes cutting through the silence, wrapping the ship in a shroud of mystery. The melody intensifies, an irresistible siren call echoing across the fog-shrouded waters, beckoning from an unknown source. Out of the Irish Sea's inky depths, a spectral glow begins to pierce the fog. The silver ship ascends, flawless and radiant, a silent promise against the dark horizon. It hangs, suspended, a ghostly moon risen from the waves, awaiting its destined soul. A beacon of ethereal beauty amidst the desolate sea, the ship stands ready to sail. Under the cloak of night, I step from my boat, the Irish Sea stretching before me, an endless expanse of dark mystery. A moment of disbelief turns to horror as the water yields beneath my feet, solid as glass. I walk upon the sea, an impossible journey unfolding under the silent gaze of the stars. Each step defies reality, the dark water shimmering unnaturally beneath my weight. Thick fog reluctantly yields as I approach the spectral silver ship. Its hull gleams ethereally beneath the faint starlight, a beacon in the mist. The silver-eyed crew stands unmoving, their gaze following my every step with unnerving intensity. Silent figures line the deck, watching, waiting, their presence a palpable weight in the still night. The silver ship gleams faintly under the cold, distant starlight. Shadows cling to the ship's hull, obscuring secrets and untold stories. My father stands motionless, an ancient knowing etched deeply into his weathered face. The air crackles with an unspoken tension, a weight of destiny hanging heavy between us. His gaze pierces the darkness, a silent command passing from father to son. "You heard the song, my boy," he says, his voice a low rumble against the vastness of space. "Now, you must finish it." Under the cloak of night, the sea is suddenly ripped apart by an explosion of blinding light. The force of the eruption knocks me to my knees, hands flying up to shield my eyes from the unbearable glare. A silent scream escapes as the light intensifies, threatening to consume everything in its path. Darkness claws at the edges of my vision as the world is reduced to nothing but searing white. The light fades, casting long shadows across the deck of the silver ship. The air grows heavy, thick, with an unseen energy that vibrates through the very planks beneath my feet. I stand on a deck-turned mirror, its surface flawless and still. Above, the reflection shows a sky not my own, a twisted panorama of stars and cosmic dust. Inside the silver ship, an unsettling sight unfolds under the cloak of night. The stars burn with an unnatural intensity, their light too vivid, too numerous, swirling like embers lost in a smoky void. A disorienting sense of wrongness permeates the air, as if the very cosmos has tilted on its axis. Familiar faces emerge from the shadows, their features etched with the haunting memories of sailors lost to the sea. These are not strangers, but specters of comrades, their presence a ghostly reminder of past voyages and watery graves. The ship becomes a vessel of lost souls, sailing through a star-strewn abyss where the boundaries of life and death blur. On the silver ship, Tommy's brother and the old harbor master stand silently, their faces etched with an unsettling stillness. My father's mates from the Holyhead Run are frozen in place, their eyes vacant and distant. A disturbing uniformity spreads among them, an eerie stillness blanketing their features. Their mouths move in unison, whispering a haunting invitation that chills the air. "Join the tide," they murmur together, the chilling words echoing through the silent ship. I reel back, the metallic tang of fear rising in my throat. Their names tear from my lips in a desperate scream, echoing unanswered in the silvered air. They stand frozen, statuesque, untouched by my cries. Their eyes, once warm, now shimmer with an unsettling, alien silver. A horrifying realization dawns. The people I knew are gone, replaced by something cold and metallic. The silver ship groans softly against the dark waves, a lonely silhouette against the inky abyss. Eamon stands alone, his gaze lost in the endless black sea, the chill of the night seeping into his bones. A whisper slithers through the salty air, a voice from the shadows reaching out to touch him. Father's voice echoes in the darkness. The sea remembers Eamon. It never forgets its dead, the voice concludes, heavy with the weight of unspoken history and impending doom. Aboard the silver ship, under the cloak of night, a figure teeters on the edge of humanity, his features shifting like smoke. His eyes, once distant, now hold a spark of something akin to life, yet shadowed by an unsettling hollowness. With a deliberate, chilling slowness, he extends a hand, the touch promising an icy embrace. His cold hand hovers, then settles over mine, a stark contrast of warmth and the encroaching chill of something beyond. Beneath his touch, the silver coin I clutch becomes a focal point, a glimmering beacon in the dimness. The silver reflects the faint light, a silent testament to the secrets and bargains forged in the ship's heart. Inside the silver ship, the heavy scent of brine and aged timber permeates the air. Lantern light flickers, casting long, dancing shadows that twist and writhe across the cabin's wooden walls. An unseen voice echoes through the dimly lit space, heavy with ominous intent. "The coin is your anchor," the narration whispers, its source lost in the shadows. The voice continues, deepening the dread that fills the ship's cramped quarters. "Your passage fee? The sea gave it to you because it wants you back," the narration warns, foretelling a dark fate. A mysterious object slips from grasp, plummeting towards the deck of the silver ship. It phases through the solid surface, as if the ship itself is an illusion. The object vanishes without a trace, swallowed by an ethereal reflection. An unsettling feeling washes over as the impossible occurs before their very eyes. The air is still, pregnant with unanswered questions and mounting unease. The silver ship holds its secrets close, revealing only glimpses of its true nature. Beneath the silver ship's mirrored surface, an unsettling movement begins. Thousands of bodies sway in the dark water, their forms barely visible in the dim light. Pale faces emerge from the depths, a silent, spectral dance unfolding below. Eyes, wide and open, stare up, an unnerving gaze fixed on the observer above. In the ethereal night, mouths move in silent unison, whispering an endless, haunting hum. The silver ship stirs, an awakening giant, responding to the call. A slow, deliberate descent begins, the ship surrendering to gravity's pull. The mirrored sea reflects the ship's descent, an image of a world turned upside down. The ship sinks deeper, a silent promise to be one with the ocean's depths. The hum intensifies as the silver ship vanishes into the abyss, leaving only ripples in its wake. A palpable pull grows stronger, threatening to drag I into the abyss. An unseen force tugs relentlessly, mirroring the one that claimed others. Panic flares as I, struggles against the inevitable, each movement futile. The silver ship loomed, a silent witness to the unfolding terror. Desperation colors eyes' face, eyes wide with impending doom. A heart-wrenching cry echoes through the ship. "Dad, I'm not ready." The silver ship's interior glows with a wan light, casting long dancing shadows that writhe across the metal walls. Silence hangs heavy in the air, broken only by the hum of distant engines. A figure emerges from the shadows, their face partially obscured by the dim light. A subtle smile plays on their lips, a hint of untold stories and hidden depths lurking beneath the surface. The figure's voice echoes in the confined space, a soft declaration that chills the soul. No one ever is. The first light of dawn kisses the shore as I awaken, face down, the taste of salt heavy on my tongue. My lungs burn with each ragged breath, a desperate plea for air amidst the grains clinging to my skin. The tide has retreated, leaving behind a vast expanse of wet sand reflecting the nascent Sunday. Silence blankets the scene, the sea strangely subdued after the night's turmoil. A profound sense of solitude washes over me as I lie there, stranded between two worlds. Dawn breaks, painting the wet sand with the faint promise of light, as long shadows stretch from the horizon. Splintered remains of my little rescue boat lie, scattered a broken vessel mirroring a shattered hope. I am found prone on the beach, a silhouette against the awakening sky, vulnerable and still. Strong arms lift me, carrying me away from the desolate shore. The world blurs into streaks of color as I am swiftly taken to the sterile sanctuary of a hospital. Sean enters the sterile hospital room, his expression grave as he looks at Eamon. His eyes, heavy with unspoken dread, seem to see Eamon as a ghost already fading. Sean's voice breaks the silence, delivering devastating news. "Eamon, we found Tommy's boat this morning." The weight of his words hangs in the air. Empty. Same fog. Same glow. In the sterile hospital room, he extends a hand, the gesture heavy with unspoken words. A silver coin rests on his palm, cool and smooth. An artifact recovered from Tommy's ill-fated boat. The metal gleams softly, reflecting the sterile light, yet hinting at deeper mysteries. An engraving marks its surface. A ship, its lines eerily familiar. A specter from the depths of memory. The ship is the same ship that has haunted me. 6 months have drifted by, yet sleep offers no escape within the silent cottage. Closed eyelids conjure the spectral gleam of the ship's deck, an inescapable vision. Faces from the past flicker in the darkness, their expressions etched with haunting clarity. The cold, dark water rises again, an infinite abyss surrounding the doomed vessel. An unseen force pulls, drawing the helpless souls into the depths of despair. The memory replays endlessly, a tormenting loop of light, faces, water, and the irresistible pull of the sea. Under the cloak of night, I wander into a coastal town, the briny air filling my senses. The town is quiet. The only sounds are the distant murmur of voices and the soft glow of lights and windows. Each step brings me closer to the harbor, where a symphony of crashing waves begins to swell. The rhythmic pulse of the ocean against the harbor walls intensifies, each surge a powerful echo in the darkness. The scent of the sea is strong, mingling with the earthy aroma of the old town. The coastal town is a place where the land meets the sea, where the night is filled with the music of the waves. Under the serene gaze of the moon, waves whisper against the shore, their rhythm a lullaby to the night. A haunting melody surfaces, a ghostly echo carried on the high tide, barely audible yet undeniably present. The air vibrates with an unseen energy, the ancient song weaving through the fabric of the night. The sea holds its breath, revealing secrets in the faint, ethereal humming beneath the waves. On the beach, The cool night air sweeps across my face, carrying the scent of salt and the promise of secrets. The waves crash gently against the shore, their rhythmic ebb and flow weaving a symphony of solitude. The sea breeze whispers through my hair, a faint, ethereal voice carried on the wind. A name hangs unspoken in the air, a haunting echo in the vastness of the night. Eamon Burn. The sea lies still, a glassy expanse, reflecting the faint starlight, barely disturbed by a ripple. A thick fog creeps in from the horizon, swallowing the distant lights and shrouding the docks in an eerie mist. Footsteps echo softly on the aged wooden planks as I am drawn towards the water's edge by an unseen force. The air hangs heavy with moisture, the fog clinging to everything, a silent promise of secrets yet to be revealed. Beneath the inky expanse of the Irish Sea, a realm of hidden depths and untold stories unfolds. An ethereal, faint silver glow begins to pierce the darkness, beckoning from the unseen abyss. The mysterious light shimmers and dances, hinting at secrets submerged deep below the waves. The ocean's surface reflects the starlit sky, mirroring the vast unknown that lies both above and below. At the edge of the docks, the tang of salt hangs heavy in the night air. The deep thrum of the silver ship vibrates in the distance, a siren's call in the darkness. A moment of stillness as I pause, the vast expanse of the sea stretching before me. The air fills my lungs, a breath of freedom and anticipation as the journey begins. Under the cloak of night, I step onto the small boat, the fog, a silent accomplice to my fateful journey. The Irish Sea whispers secrets as the boat cuts through the dark waters, each ripple a step closer to destiny. A solitary figure, I stand at the helm, the silver ship a beacon in the misty expanse. The fog swirls, obscuring the path ahead, yet my resolve hardens with each nautical mile, ready to confront whatever awaits. A desolate Cornish moor stretches out under a vast, gray sky, the wind whispering tales of forgotten times. Thomas Penrith, a man etched with the passage of years and shadowed by unseen burdens, stands silhouetted against the horizon. Below him, the skeletal remains of Will Morva claw at the earth, a monument to ambition and loss. The air bites with cold and the tang of salt, a constant reminder of the unforgiving sea that borders this desolate land. His haunted gaze lingers on the crumbling cliffs, each gust of wind carrying the scent of decay and unspoken secrets. In the cramped cottage, shadows dance wildly as Thomas sits alone, the flickering lamplight casting his face in stark relief. His hands tremble as he clutches a letter, the paper crinkling with unspoken dread. A palpable tension fills the small space, broken only by the whisper of the wind outside. A voice echoes in the silence, heavy with foreboding. They are not done. An unseen space where silence amplifies the faintest sound, creating an atmosphere thick with unease. A mournful whisper curls through the air, its source a mystery. The sound seems to emanate from the walls themselves, as if the very structure is lamenting. Whispers, faint and mournful, seem to emanate from the walls. An unseen narrator reveals, deepening the mystery. The echo of sorrow lingers, a haunting presence in the unknown location. In the warm embrace of Thomas's cottage, the fireplace dances, casting playful shadows on the wooden beams. Young Thomas shares laughter and ale with Harry Trelawney, the air thick with the scent of camaraderie and shared secrets. Thomas's eyes twinkle as he recounts. Remember old Pengelly's tale about the knocking spirits at Wheel Morva? Harry retorts with a hearty laugh. Aye, a load of old wives' tales if you ask me. Still, keeps the young lads on their toes, eh? The weathered miners, their faces maps of hardship, gather at the precipice of Wheel Morva. They crowd onto the rickety, open-air lift, a cage descending into the earth's dark maw. The lift groans to life, beginning its treacherous descent into the mine's suffocating depths. Dust billows, coating everything in a fine layer of grit, the metallic tang of the mine heavy in the air. The echoing clang of machinery punctuates the grim scene, a symphony of labor and looming danger. Deep within Wheel Morva, miners toil in the oppressive confines of Level 7, their figures shrouded in shadow and dust. The air hangs heavy, thick with the gritty residue of rock and labor, each breath a struggle against the suffocating atmosphere. Thomas and Harry swing their pickaxes, the rhythmic clang a constant echo in the narrow tunnels, marking time in the dim subterranean world. Sparks fly as steel meets stone, illuminating faces grimed with sweat and determination. Each strike a testament to their grueling work. The tunnel walls seem to close in, the weight of the earth pressing down, as the miners continue their relentless excavation in the heart of the mine. Deep within the tunnels, an unsettling silence hangs heavy in the air. The only sound is the faint, rhythmic dripping of water, each drop echoing like a ghostly heartbeat. Darkness clings to the rough-hewn walls, obscuring unknown depths and unseen passages. Shadows dance and writhe, playing tricks on the eyes and fueling the imagination with unseen horrors. A sense of isolation and dread permeates the tunnels, promising danger and despair at every turn. Deep within Wheel Morva, dust motes swirl in the beam of Thomas's headlamp, illuminating the damp tunnel. Strange markings, curved lines and symbols resembling letters, catch Thomas's eye on the tunnel walls. The heavy, damp air hangs still as Thomas stares intently at the ancient inscriptions. Thomas calls out, his voice echoing in the mine. "Foreman, what are these markings?" The foreman dismisses them with a wave. "Old miners' superstitions, lad. Pay them no mind." Deep within Wheel Morva, the air hangs thick and damp, the distant clang of picks a constant, haunting rhythm. Harry's weathered face is illuminated by the harsh glare of his lamp, his eyes narrowed in concern. He leans closer to Thomas, his voice barely a whisper against the oppressive silence. "I heard someone say my name, down here." Thomas, equally grimy, dismisses Harry's fears with a wave of his hand. "Your name? Just the echoes playing tricks, Harry. That's all." But Harry's unease lingers, the darkness around them seeming to press in, alive with unseen voices. The drilling machine grinds to a halt, its deafening roar abruptly cut short. A chilling silence descends upon Wheel Morva's Level 7, heavy and absolute. The air hangs thick with unspoken dread. A voice whispers through the mine shaft. "Thomas." Deep within Wheel Morva, on Level 7, Thomas whirls around, his lamp cutting through the oppressive darkness. The beam struggles to penetrate the gloom, revealing only rough-hewn stone and the ever-present shadows of the mine. Harry's face is etched with terror, his eyes wide and reflecting the flickering light. Around them, the other miners stand frozen, their faces mirroring a shared fear. An unsettling silence descends, broken only by the distant drip of water and the ragged breaths of the men. The air hangs heavy, thick with the weight of untold secrets buried deep within the earth. In the quiet of night, Thomas lies restless in his small bed, the moonlight painting the room in stark shadows. Worry etches lines on his young brow as he tosses and turns, disturbed by an unseen weight. A faint whisper stirs in the air, an echo that seems to resonate from every corner and nowhere at once. The sound is a mournful plea, a voice that tugs at the edges of his awareness. The voice repeats his name, mournful and pleading. The unseen presence looms, a silent, sorrowful call in the still of the night. Deep within Wheel Morva, the air is heavy with dust and the scent of damp earth, each breath a gritty reminder of the mine's depths. Miners stand amidst the echoing clang of pickaxes, their faces masked with coal dust, each strike a testament to their relentless toil. A newly revealed side passage darkens the mine wall, a secret passage absent from the worn blueprints. Thomas, his eyes gleaming with curiosity, raises his lamp, its beam slicing through the oppressive gloom. He takes a step towards the unknown passage, drawn by the silent promise of what lies hidden within. Deep within Wheel Morva's forbidden passage, the air is heavy, thick with a metallic scent that stings the senses. A faint, persistent hum vibrates through the ancient stone, a sound just below the threshold of hearing. Whispers begin to stir, echoing through the passage, growing in intensity. The whispers swell, voices overlapping, unintelligible yet undeniably present. A chorus of voices rises, ancient and haunting, speaking in a forgotten Cornish dialect. Deep within Wheel Morva's forbidden passage, Harry freezes, his breath caught in the echoing silence. Amidst the whispers, a chilling recognition dawns his father's name, a ghost in the mine's breath. His eyes widen with dread, the sound resonating within the old passage. Beside him, Thomas strains, his brow furrowed as he tries to decipher the murmurs plucked from forgotten graves. Fragmented names swirl around them, lost echoes of miners past, trapped in the stone and time. Deep within Wheel Morva, they halt before an iron door, its surface a tapestry of rust, its presence imposing. The door looms, a barrier guarding secrets, its cold metal hinting at the darkness within. Above the formidable barrier, a weathered plaque is etched with the words, Sanctum Terrae. The inscription hints at the sacred nature of what lies beyond. A promise or a warning etched in stone. A sense of foreboding permeates the air, the silence amplifying the weight of the unknown. The passage beckons, promising untold mysteries and hidden dangers, shrouded in the shadows of the earth. An unsettling silence fills the unknown location, heavy and expectant. The stillness is shattered by 3 distinct knocks, their sound sharp and echoing through the space. Each reverberation amplifies the mounting tension, a palpable sense of anticipation hanging in the air. The closed door looms large, a barrier concealing what awaits on the other side. The echoes fade slowly, leaving a lingering sense of unease and uncertainty. The silence returns, now thicker and more ominous than before, as the answer remains hidden. Thomas and Harry sprint through the narrow mine shaft, their lamps casting fleeting shadows on the damp walls. Suddenly, the lamps flicker and die, plunging them into an oppressive darkness, the silence amplifying their mounting dread. A chilling draft sweeps through the tunnel as the air turns bitterly cold, raising gooseflesh on their arms. In the suffocating black, a disembodied voice echoes, a haunting warning that shatters the silence. Don't open the door, Thomas. In the dim, cavernous depths of Wheel Morva, sweat-streaked faces huddle, illuminated by the weak light. A grizzled foreman stands among the miners, his weathered face etched with concern. Their voices echo through the mine, recounting recent discoveries with a palpable sense of unease. The foreman's stern voice cuts through the murmurs, a warning hanging heavy in the air. Stay out of level 7, he commands, his words resonating with unspoken dread. The cold, damp air of Wheel Morva clings to the huddled engineers, their faces grim in the harsh lamplight. Sparks cascade as they attack the massive iron door, the grating screech of metal on metal reverberating through the mine. Harry's face is a mask of deep worry as he watches them, a sense of impending doom etched in his expression. Please, you do not understand, Harry pleads, his voice strained against the din of the machinery. His eyes dart around nervously as he continues. We shouldn't do this, I can feel them. Deep within Wheel Morva, the earth trembles violently, its force threatening to tear the mine apart. The air is suddenly pierced by a cacophony of screaming voices, each cry a desperate plea against the impending doom. Dust and debris rain down as the ancient lift shaft buckles and groans under the immense pressure. With a deafening roar, the lift shaft collapses, plunging the miners into darkness and chaos. The mine becomes a tomb, the screams abruptly silenced by the crushing weight of stone and despair. Wheel Morva stands silent under the daylight, a stone and earth monument to tragedy. The mine's entrance is sealed, a dark, gaping maw now closed off forever. 3 souls rest within its depths, their stories buried beneath tons of unforgiving rock. Grief hangs heavy in the air, mingling with the scent of damp earth and unspoken accusations. The official report casts a cold shadow. Structural failure, a sterile term for a devastating loss. Inside Thomas's cottage in 1968, a heavy silence hangs in the air, thick with unspoken grief. Harry sits motionless, lost within himself, his eyes fixed on the floor as if searching for answers in the dust. His lips move, forming words unheard, a silent lament escaping into the quiet room. The sunlight streams through the window, casting shadows that dance around him, yet he remains untouched by its warmth. The cottage, once a haven, now echoes with the weight of his despair, each corner holding a memory too painful to bear. Under a bleak 1968 sky, Thomas trudges across the desolate Cornish moor, his silhouette stark against the horizon. His face, etched with grim determination, reveals years of hardship and unspoken resentments. He pauses, the wind whipping around him as he casts a resentful glance back at the distant, ominous mine shafts. With a gesture of finality, he spits on the barren ground, a physical rejection of the landscape that haunts him. His voice, raw with emotion, echoes across the moor. "I'll never come back to this cursed place." He turns, his figure shrinking against the vast expanse, a man forever marked by the land he leaves behind. Inside Thomas's cottage, night descends as whispers invade the silence, abruptly jolting Thomas awake. He rises, his senses straining, trying to grasp the source of the unsettling voices that permeate the room. The whispers grow louder, more insistent, weaving an unseen web of dread around him. He strains to listen, every muscle tense, every nerve on high alert. Amidst the chorus of spectral voices, one familiar tone cuts through the darkness. Thomas recognizes the voice of Harry, adding a layer of agonizing familiarity to the haunting symphony. Under the cloak of night, Thomas confronts the looming entrance of Wheel Morva. A broken padlock hangs loosely in his hand, a silent testament to forced entry. The air is cold, biting at exposed skin, yet alive with unseen movements and unheard whispers. Shadows dance around the mine's mouth, obscuring the secrets buried within. A sense of foreboding permeates the scene, hinting at the darkness that awaits. Thomas ventures into the suffocating depths of Wheel Morva, his lamp beam battling the all-consuming darkness. The damp stone walls come alive with spectral shadows, twisting and turning with every step he takes. The air is thick and heavy, pregnant with unseen presences, as the silence is broken only by the faintest, most insidious whispers. A chorus of ethereal voices snakes around him, a haunting call echoing in the abyss. "Thomas, it's time." Deep within Wheel Morva, on level 7, darkness reigns, thick and heavy. The air hangs still, pregnant with an unseen energy. Etched into the rough stone walls, symbols writhe, glowing with an eerie, faint light. Chalk lines pulse as though alive, casting spectral shadows that dance in the gloom. Each glyph seems to whisper forgotten secrets, their power palpable in the oppressive silence. The glowing symbols hint at a hidden presence, a mystery waiting to be unearthed from the depths of the mine. Within the depths of Wheel Morva, Thomas advances along the rail track, each footstep resonating through the silent passage. The tunnel curves, revealing an imposing iron door, its dark surface a jarring contrast to the ancient stone surrounding it. The metal gleams under the faint light of Thomas's headlamp, suggesting recent work. A closer inspection reveals the door is heavily sealed, barricaded from within. The door stands as a barrier, an unnatural obstruction in the ancient mine. Thomas pauses, the silence broken only by the echo of dripping water. Deep within Wheel Morva, a forbidden passage whispers tales of forgotten miners, its entrance veiled in shadow. The cold, damp air hangs heavy, a stark reminder of the passage's abandonment. Etched into the aged metal, names emerge from the darkness, a ghostly roll call of those who toil beneath the earth. Each inscription, a silent testament to lives spent extracting the earth's hidden treasures. Among the myriad names, Thomas's appears, a poignant echo of a life intertwined with the mine's fate. Beside it, the name Harry stands stark, a brother in labor and legacy, forever bound to Wheel Morva's depths. Deep within Wheel Morva, an ancient stone passage glows faintly in the darkness. An inscription begins to shimmer into existence upon the rough surface of the stone, letters forming from the dust of ages. The words materialize slowly, each one a whispered secret from the earth. The complete inscription now burns with a soft, ethereal light. The earth keeps what is hers. The stone seems to pulse with hidden energy as the inscription settles into place. The forbidden passage holds its breath, waiting. The ancient words, a stark warning in the oppressive darkness. An unsettling silence blankets the unknown location, amplifying the sense of foreboding. The stillness is shattered as three distinct knocks reverberate from behind a nearby, imposing door. Each knock echoes ominously, cutting through the heavy air and hinting at an unseen presence. The sound hangs in the air, pregnant with unspoken tension and unanswered questions. The air in Wheel Morva's forbidden passage hangs thick, heavy, with the scent of damp earth and an unsettling ancient presence. Torches flicker, casting long dancing shadows that writhe across the rough-hewn walls. Dust motes swirl like tiny stars, illuminated in the oppressive darkness as I clutch my lamp tightly. My voice, barely a whisper, cuts through the silence. Harry? Absolute darkness. A void where nothing exists, not even light. An all-encompassing blackness that seems to press in from all sides. Silence reigns, unbroken and profound, amplifying the sense of isolation. A voice echoes from the void, disembodied and beckoning. It's not so dark here, Tom. The voice lingers, a promise or a threat, in the infinite black. The darkness pulses, waiting for Tom to heed the call. Come and see. Deep within Wheel Morva, in a forbidden passage, Thomas reaches out, his fingers hovering near the ancient door. The surface pulses with an unnatural heat, almost alive beneath his touch. He hesitates, sensing the strange warmth radiating from the door, as if it were living skin. A palpable sense of anticipation and trepidation fills the dimly lit passage as he prepares to breach the unknown. A chorus of whispers rises, a haunting melody woven from the ancient, forgotten Cornish tongue. The voices build, layering upon each other, creating an atmosphere of ethereal dread. Beneath the chanting, a steady, rhythmic pulse begins to throb, resonating with an unnatural power. The heartbeat grows louder, an impossible rhythm that echoes with inhuman origins. A deep, earth-shattering groan echoes through the ancient Wheel Morva, signaling a rupture in time and stone. The ground splits open, a fissure spewing forth a suffocating cloud of black dust that chokes the air. Sealed for centuries, the heavy iron door trembles, an awakening giant disturbed from its slumber. With a tortured scream of rusted hinges, the door grudgingly begins to yield, defying its ancient bonds. Darkness spills out from the forbidden passage, promising secrets and perils long entombed within the mine's heart. Thomas is forcibly dragged into a colossal chamber, its scale dwarfing his presence. The chamber is Wheel Morva, a cathedral carved deep within the earth. Torches cast long shadows, revealing walls that shimmer with rich veins of tin. The air hangs heavy with the scent of minerals, and the weight of the earth above. An oppressive silence fills the vast space, broken only by the echo of footsteps. Deep within Wheel Morva, a cathedral chamber reveals a horrifying sight. Hundreds of figures, eternally entombed, are half buried in the walls. Miners, caught in their final moments, their faces frozen in silent agony. The stone chamber echoes with the untold stories of those trapped within, a chilling testament to a past tragedy. In the heart of Wheel Morva's cathedral chamber, Harry stands motionless, his eyes vacant, his skin mirroring the cold stone. A haunting stillness fills the chamber as the only sign of life appears. A slow, chilling smile spreads across his face. The smile deepens, transforming his features, hinting at a presence that is both familiar and utterly alien. An unsettling calm settles over him. His smile, a silent promise of the dark transformation now complete. Darkness reigns, heavy and undisturbed, in the unknown location. A single ray of light pierces through, illuminating dancing dust motes in the stagnant air. A voice echoes from the shadows, laden with accusation and longing. "You shouldn't have left me, Tom. We found something beautiful down here," Harry's voice whispers, a haunting promise lingering in the air. In the oppressive darkness, a single flickering light struggles to pierce the gloom. The air hangs heavy, thick, with an unseen moisture, each breath echoing in the suffocating silence. The sound of labored breathing fills the room, a rhythm of life barely sustained. From the shadows, Harry's voice emerges, tinged with reverence and desperation. "She feeds us now. She keeps us warm." Inside Wheel Morva's cathedral chamber, the air hangs heavy with dread. Thomas attempts to flee, his boots sinking into a floor that feels sickeningly alive. The ground pulses with a ghastly rhythm, trapping him with each step. Veins of eerie light glow beneath a translucent layer of stone, a horrifying network beneath his feet. He is ensnared in the chamber's unearthly grip, panic seizing him. A chorus of whispers begins to swell, each voice distinct yet blending into a single, ominous tone. The unified voice gains strength, resonating with an ancient, formidable power that seems to shake the very foundations of existence. The air vibrates with unseen energy as the collective voice deepens, becoming a palpable force. The unified voices converge, filling the space with a chilling pronouncement. The powerful collective voice booms, echoing the Earth's ancient warning. The Earth is not dead. The Earth's voice rises in a crescendo of fury. "You took from her. Now she takes from you." The ancient stone walls of Wheel Morva begin to close in, the pressure becoming unbearable. A relentless grip tightens around Thomas's legs, unseen hands clawing with desperate strength. He struggles against the unseen force, his body being dragged inexorably downward. Darkness engulfs him as he's pulled deeper into the abyss, the stone walls echoing his silent struggle. Darkness consumes everything, an absolute, impenetrable void. A chilling whisper echoes from the abyss. The darkness pulsates, as if alive, responding to the sound. A disembodied voice cuts through the silence. "Join us, Thomas." The invitation hangs heavy in the air, a promise and a threat woven into one. Inside the cathedral chamber of Wheel Morva, a poignant transformation begins. Harry's face softens, a serene smile illuminating his features as if he's found peace. Silver dust begins to envelop him, a gentle dissolution into the earth itself. The chamber watches as Harry is consumed, becoming one with the ancient ground, The first light of dawn reveals Thomas sprawled at the entrance of Wheel Morva, a figure of utter defeat. His hands are a bloody mess, raw and torn from desperate struggle. His clothes are ripped, bearing witness to a harrowing ordeal, a shocking transformation. His hair, once vibrant, is now shockingly white, a stark emblem of terror. The mine's entrance looms behind him, an unyielding, sealed tomb. The cold light of dawn casts long shadows, emphasizing Thomas's isolation and despair. Alone in his dimly lit cottage, Thomas is silhouetted against the flickering candlelight, the only warmth against the encroaching night. The wind howls relentlessly, its icy fingers rattling the windows as if trying to claw its way inside. Thomas stills, his breath held, listening intently as if straining to hear a whisper from beyond the veil. A faint knocking, hesitant yet persistent, emanates from beneath the floorboards, an eerie summons from the depths. A faint knocking comes from under the floorboards. 3 distinct knocks, echoes in the silence, a chilling revelation that shatters the solitude. Inside his dim cottage, Thomas leans intently against the wooden wall, shadows dancing around him. His eyes are squeezed shut, every muscle strained, as he focuses with intense concentration. He strains, his breath held, as he tries to capture every whisper through the aged wood. Faint and distant, Harry's voice drifts through the cracks, a fragile thread in the silent night. Thomas's face is etched with worry and determination as he fights to hear. The wooden wall seems to amplify the desperate silence, broken only by the faint, crucial words. A gentle light fills an unknown space, promising safety and calm. The soft light casts a serene glow, hinting at a peaceful sanctuary. A voice echoes softly, beckoning from the light. Harry's voice, filled with gentle hope, calls out, "It's not so dark here, Tom. Come and see." An invitation to escape the darkness, to embrace the gentle light, and find solace. On the Cornish moor, Thomas stands silhouetted against the skyline, the rugged cliff edge meeting the vast expanse of the sky. His figure is solitary, a stark contrast to the ancient, sprawling Wheel Morva below. A distant, haunting whisper permeates the air, an ethereal presence that seems to emanate from the very stones beneath his feet. The whispers grow, swirling around him, becoming an undeniable part of his consciousness. His gaze is fixed, lost in the haunting beauty and sorrow of the landscape, as the whispers echo the secrets of the past. On the vast Cornish moor, Thomas pauses, a faint smile playing on his lips, as if savoring a long-awaited moment. The weathered landscape stretches behind him, a stark contrast to the darkness that awaits. He turns fully towards the mine entrance, his expression unreadable, yet hinting at a deep resolve. Each step he takes is deliberate, purposeful, as if drawn by an irresistible force. Ready to embrace the unknown, he ventures into the mine, the darkness swallowing him whole. Under the cloak of night, the stone town docks buzz with activity, the air heavy with the scent of clove and salt. Crates are loaded onto a ship, its dark silhouette promising a journey to Dar es Salaam. The tide is low, revealing the weathered stones and secrets hidden beneath the waterline. The night deepens, shadows stretch long, and the only sounds are the creaks of the ship and the distant calls of unseen creatures. The ship, laden with cargo, prepares for its voyage, a silent promise of new beginnings amidst the ancient stones. Beneath a velvet sky, the maze of Stone Town's alleys whispers secrets in the night. Faint, ethereal music drifts from the hidden corners, a symphony of ancient flutes and primal drums. A strange, melodic laughter echoes through the narrow passages, weaving an intoxicating spell. The air vibrates with the pulse of the unseen, drawing the listener deeper into the labyrinth. Each note hangs like a glittering jewel, beckoning towards an unknown revelry. The music swells, a siren's call promising enchantment and untold mysteries in the heart of the night. I venture into the North Quarter, a place shrouded in whispers of disappearances and eerie gin tales. The music beckons, drawing me deeper into the labyrinthine alleys. Each turn reveals narrower passages, the shadows lengthening like grasping claws. The air grows heavy, thick, and slick, with an oppressive humidity that clings to the skin. Every surface glistens with moisture, reflecting the dim light in distorted patterns. An unsettling feeling of being watched permeates the alleyways, heightening the sense of dread. Rounding a corner, I am greeted by the inviting glow of lanterns, their light painting the night with warmth. Before me unfolds the Phantom Market, a vibrant tableau of shimmering fabrics and unfamiliar faces. Cobbled stones beneath my feet lead me deeper into the heart of the square, where stalls overflow with exotic wares. The air hums with the murmur of voices, a symphony of the unseen and unknown. In the heart of the Phantom Market, an otherworldly light bathes everything in an ethereal glow. A man in a white robe shimmers into view, beckoning me forward with an enigmatic gesture. The market pulses with an unseen energy, promising wonders beyond comprehension as the air itself vibrates. "Karibu," welcome, the man says, his voice echoing with the market's strange allure as I step into the unknown. The air crackles with exotic scents as I venture into the heart of the Phantom Market. Unfamiliar faces swirl around me, their whispers like echoes in a dream. A strange lightness takes hold, blurring the edges of reality. The vibrant stalls and shadowy figures seem to merge, creating a dizzying spectacle. My vision wavers, as if the market itself is a phantom on the verge of disappearing. I pause before a humble stall in the Phantom Market, where curiosities whisper tales of forgotten shores. An old woman with a face etched with kindness watches me, her eyes holding stories deeper than the ocean's depths. Before her, necklaces of shell and bone gleam softly, each a relic of lives lived and lost. She offers her treasures with a gentle smile, a voice, a soft murmur against the market's din. "Not for money, for memory," she says, her words resonating with the haunting beauty of the Phantom Market. In the heart of the bustling Phantom Market, an old woman's gentle touch sparks an unexpected journey. A wave of warmth washes over me, pulling me away from the chaotic stalls and vibrant noise. Suddenly, I stand on a familiar shore, bathed in the nostalgic glow of a sun-drenched past. My father, a figure etched in time, skillfully mends fishing nets under the clear, bright sky. I am a child again, small and carefree, my eyes wide with innocent wonder, lost in the simple joy of watching him work. A poignant memory brought vividly to life. The world warps, reality folding back into the bustling Phantom Market. A delicate necklace now adorns my neck, its facets alive with captured light. The stall stands empty, the old woman gone like a phantom whisper. An ethereal melody weaves through the air, a haunting tune from beyond the veil. The market pulses with otherworldly energy, its illusion complete. The Phantom Market buzzes with otherworldly energy, its denizens a mix of the familiar and the strange. A disturbing realization dawns. Some figures don't walk, they glide like apparitions through the crowd. One of the gliding figures brushes past, an accidental touch that sends a shiver down my spine. The chill deepens, a penetrating cold that seeps into my bones, hinting at the supernatural nature of this place. A sense of dread washes over me as the market's true nature begins to reveal itself. An oppressive darkness smothers the Phantom Market, where light fears to tread. A stall draped in shadow offers no solace, only the writhing dance of unseen things. The air grows heavy, charged with a silent, palpable dread. A primal instinct screams of unseen eyes, a presence lurking just beyond sight. Something watches, its gaze a suffocating weight in the heart of the stall's abyss. The Phantom Market pulses with hidden energies, a shadowy stall barely illuminated by the ethereal glow. A tall figure, draped in layers of dark cloth, stands deep within the stall, blending seamlessly with the encroaching shadows. The air itself seems to crackle with unseen power, a silent testament to the figure's presence. The figure stirs, a subtle shift in the darkness as it acknowledges an unseen presence. A voice, raspy and low, emanates from the depths of the stall, cutting through the market's ambient noise. "You found us again," the figure intones, the words hanging heavy in the charged atmosphere. In the Phantom Market, the crowd parts, their movements unnatural, like a silent wave receding. Smiles stretch too wide, faces frozen in an unsettling tableau as the crowd's gaze intensifies. A sea of eyes locks onto the necklace, its allure drawing the attention of everyone present. A subtle, creeping dread fills the air as the collective focus tightens. An eerie gesture unfolds as countless fingers extend, pointing with unsettling precision at the necklace. In the shadowy depths of the Phantom Market, a figure emerges, radiating an unseen and palpable cold. An unnatural frost begins to bloom on the ancient cobblestones beneath its feet, a chilling testament to its power. The air crackles with an otherworldly energy, intensifying the figure's ominous presence. Its voice echoes through the market, a haunting pronouncement that sends shivers down the spines of unseen observers. "Every soul that trades in this market returns," the figure intones, its words laced with ancient knowledge and dark promise. "The memory you gave is the key." Dawn breaks over the stone town docks, painting the sky with hues of pale gold as I awaken, the salt of the sea clinging to my skin. Disoriented, I sit up, the rough wood of the dock pressing against my back, a stark reminder of my unknown hours. A distant voice echoes in my mind, a narration cutting through the morning calm. "My coworkers say I've been missing for 2 days," the voice whispers, casting a shadow of mystery over the tranquil scene. In the stark light of day, I stare into the mirror, my reflection staring back, haunted and hollow. My gaze drops to my neck, where the faintest white line lingers, a spectral memory of what was once there. The ghostly echo of the necklace, a painful reminder of a past that refuses to fade. The faint white line serves as a constant, silent testament to what has been lost. In the stone town alleys, the night air hangs heavy with the promise of music. A soft, distant melody drifts through the labyrinthine streets, beckoning from afar. Driven by an unseen force, I follow the elusive sound, navigating the shadows. Silence descends, leaving only the echo of what was and the haunting emptiness of what is not. I am adrift in sleep, my mind painting a vivid dreamscape of impossible colors and unreal shapes. Before me unfolds a bustling market, its stalls glowing with an otherworldly light, beckoning and strange. The crowd surges, a sea of faceless figures, their forms indistinct, shifting like phantoms in the ethereal light. Each stall pulses with a strange energy, offering wares of unknown origin and purpose, all bathed in surreal light. A disembodied voice echoes through the dream, its tone both familiar and alien, chilling me to the core. The voice reverberates, a haunting acknowledgement. "You found us again," whispering through the dream market. Amidst the vibrant chaos of Stone Town docks, Asha, an older woman with the poised demeanor of a schoolteacher, arrives. Her keen eyes scan the bustling scene, searching with purpose as the sounds of the docks swirl around her. Asha begins to weave through the crowds, her presence a stark contrast to the lively disarray. She gently inquires, her voice carrying a hint of urgency as she seeks a specific person. Hope and determination flicker across her face with each question, revealing the depth of her quest. The docks seem to hold their breath as Asha's search intensifies, every shadow and sound amplifying the tension of her pursuit. Under the vast night sky at the seashore, Asha speaks, her words carried by the cool, salty air. She pulls her shawl tighter against the night, her eyes reflecting distant memories as she begins to speak. I also saw the market 15 years ago. The sea whispers secrets as Asha reveals her past. She pushes up the sleeve of her worn dress, a silent revelation etched into her skin. Thin, white lines ripple across her forearm, each a stark reminder of a story untold. Moonlight bathes the seashore as gentle waves whisper against the sand. Asha's voice carries over the water, a somber warning echoing in the night. The market calls people back, and every time, someone doesn't return, she says, her words heavy with unspoken fears. Her gaze sweeps across the ocean, a haunting realization in her eyes. I think they want something we can't give forever. Under the cloak of the next new moon, a resolute return to the shadowy alleys of the North Quarter begins. Each step echoes with purpose, as the quest to rediscover the elusive market intensifies. The air hangs thick with anticipation, a promise of hidden wonders and veiled secrets. Dark corners and winding paths test the resolve, each turn a gamble in the moonlit maze. The scent of the unknown wafts through the night, drawing closer to the heart of the hidden market. A determined spirit pushes through the darkness, guided by hope and the thrill of the chase. Under the cloak of night, an ancient carved door looms, its aged wood whispering tales of forgotten times. A lone lantern casts a warm glow, revealing the intricate details etched into the door's surface. In one hand, I hold the lantern, its light dancing across the scene. In the other, a notebook and knife, glinting softly. The knife catches the light, hinting at the secrets hidden behind the aged wood. Faint music begins to drift from within, a tantalizing siren's call from the unknown. The distant sound of laughter joins the melody, promising revelry or perhaps something more sinister. I push open the door to reveal the Phantom Market, a place of fleeting shadows and whispered secrets. A noticeable chill permeates the air, a stark contrast to the world left behind. The market sprawls before me, but an unsettling emptiness lingers. The stalls, once teeming with otherworldly wares, now appear sparse and forlorn. An oppressive cold settles, hinting at the market's fading existence. In the Phantom Market, an unsettling stillness descends as every head turns in unison. A chorus of creaking necks echoes through the square, like the groaning of ancient timbers. The crowd's faces are eerily smooth, each expression fixed like a painted mask. Porcelain features stare blankly, devoid of warmth or life. An unnerving anticipation hangs in the air, thick with unspoken intent. They are waiting, a silent, watchful audience, their gaze focused with chilling precision. In the heart of the Phantom Market, I raise my voice, the sound echoing in the sudden hush. A sea of faces turns towards me, each expression a mysterious mask in the dim light. The vibrant music ceases abruptly, leaving a void of unsettling silence hanging in the air. A palpable tension grips the crowd, their collective gaze heavy with unspoken questions. My voice trembles slightly as I confront the silent multitude. Why me? What do you want? In the heart of the Phantom Market, a shadowy stall flickers with dim light, concealing more than it reveals. A tall figure materializes from the darkness, its presence causing the very air to crackle with unseen energy. The figure's form resolves, becoming more defined, yet still wreathed in shadow and mystery. An ominous stillness descends as the figure speaks, its voice resonating with an ancient power. You traded memory for belonging, the figure intones, its words echoing through the silent market. And belonging has a price, it continues, a chilling promise hanging in the air like a shroud. Amidst the shadowy stalls of the Phantom Market, a hand rises, gripping a knife. The blade gleams faintly in the dim light, reflecting the tension in the air. A voice echoes through the market, a declaration of rejection. Take back your necklace. I don't want it. The words hang heavy, laden with unspoken emotions and hidden meanings. The market holds its breath, awaiting the next move in this silent drama. Swirling shadows conceal the depths of the Phantom Market, where reality blurs and secrets whisper. From the heart of the shadowy stall, a figure coalesces, its face a fractured reflection of shattered glass. The figure's form shimmers, an unsettling mosaic that defies the gaze. Its voice echoes from beyond the veil, a chilling invitation. We sell what the living forget, and you remembered us. The ground shimmers, an unsettling illusion, as the very earth seems to ripple like water. Air distorts above the market, bending light to create a surreal, dreamlike atmosphere. Reflections of the sky stretch endlessly, a seamless mirror sea underfoot. The Phantom Market blurs the line between reality and reflection, a perfect, infinite deception. In the endless expanse of Phantom Market, reflections multiply, each showing a hauntingly familiar face. Every reflection reveals a version of myself, aged by shadows, thinned by sorrow, paler than death. Dozens of versions stare back, a silent chorus of past and future selves, trapped within the market's ethereal embrace. The Phantom Market distorts reality, each reflection a chilling reminder of time's relentless passage and the fading self. In the shadowy depths of the Phantom Market, figures gather, their faces hidden in the gloom, their intentions unclear. The air itself seems to crackle with a strange, unseen energy, adding to the market's mysterious allure. A figure emerges from the crowd, their voice raspy and low, hinting at secrets and hidden power. Now, the figure says, their words echoing through the market, you belong among the sellers. Within the chaotic expanse of the Phantom Market, a chilling paralysis grips me. Desperate to flee, my legs betray me, locked in place by an unseen force. A twisted reflection appears, a mocking doppelganger. In this bizarre realm, the reflection's smile is a sinister mockery, a cruel parody of my own. Helpless, I watch as my mirrored self grins, a silent scream trapped within my throat. I awaken on the cold, unforgiving stone of the docks, the night air heavy with the scent of salt and secrets. The sea stretches out before me, an undisturbed mirror reflecting the celestial tapestry above. Each star in the heavens finds its perfect twin in the still waters, creating an illusion of infinite depth. The world above and below merge seamlessly, blurring the line between reality and dream. A profound sense of peace settles over me as I gaze into the star-strewn abyss. The silence is broken only by the gentle lapping of water against the aged stone, a lullaby of the sea. Upon the inky expanse of the sea, a mesmerizing display of lights begins to flicker. Lanterns, countless in number, stretch towards the horizon, their gentle glow painting the water with a mystical ambiance. The Phantom Market at sea awakens, its ethereal lights dancing in the night, beckoning all who dare to approach. Each lantern casts a spell, promising wonders and secrets hidden beneath the waves. The sea transforms into a canvas of dreams, lit by the ghostly glow of 1,000 lights. Upon the open sea, a market emerges, defying reality as figures stroll effortlessly across the water's surface. Strange wares are displayed, shimmering under an otherworldly haze that blankets the scene. The air vibrates with the murmur of ancient languages, incomprehensible yet compelling. Bartering rituals unfold, transactions sealed with gestures as old as the ocean itself. Each step taken upon the water is a dance with the impossible, a defiance of natural law. The market thrives, a phantom spectacle born of mist and forgotten lore. In the ethereal expanse of the Phantom Market at sea, the swirling mists conceal as much as they reveal. Figures emerge from the fog, their silhouettes shifting like dreams on the water. Asha turns, her gaze piercing through the illusion. Her eyes, once familiar, now shimmer with an otherworldly silver light. The transformation is complete, marked by the chilling beauty in her gaze. The sea whispers secrets, as Asha's presence commands the spectral market. The Phantom Market bobs upon the waves, its floating stalls shrouded in a thick, spectral mist. Asha stands resolute before a cloaked figure, her face softened by the ethereal glow of the market. Her gaze pierces the veil of secrecy, a silent challenge in her eyes. Asha's voice rings out, a quiet force against the backdrop of the open sea. We keep what you trade, and now you have nothing left but your story, she finishes, the weight of her words hanging heavy in the misty air. The vibrant lights of Stone Town docks begin to dim, casting long shadows across the wet stone. Darkness descends, swallowing the bustling harbor in a blanket of night. The rhythmic echo of distant drums pulses through the air, a haunting heartbeat in the night. Silence deepens, broken only by the gentle lapping of water against the ancient docks. An eerie stillness hangs heavy, the drums fading into a whisper of forgotten rituals. Under the harsh sun of Stone Town, I walk along the ancient cobbled streets. The air is thick, with a scent of salt and distant fish, a stark reminder of the life around me. Each footstep echoes in the near-empty streets, amplifying the solitude. Pulling my coat tighter, I seek solace against the memories that relentlessly haunt me. I don't work at the docks anymore. I don't sleep much, either. I confess, the words lost in the vast emptiness. Under the faint moonlight, the tranquil seashore stretches out into the darkness. The gentle waves whisper against the sand, their rhythm a constant, soothing presence. Far out at sea, faint lanterns flicker, their slow movement hinting at distant, unseen activities. The low tide reveals a vast expanse of wet sand, reflecting the scattered starlight above. The air is filled with the scent of salt and the distant cries of nocturnal seabirds. Under the cloak of night, ancient stone buildings stand silent, weathered by time and whispering winds. A gentle breeze snakes through the narrow alleyways, carrying the faint, haunting echo of distant music. The music calls, a siren's song weaving through the darkness. Its melody, an irresistible lure. A palpable sense of mystery hangs in the air, the town's secrets stirring beneath the veil of night. The echoing music beckons, promising forgotten stories and hidden truths within the labyrinthine streets. Under the cloak of night at Stone Town docks, the rhythmic sound of waves provides a somber backdrop. Crates are loaded under the dim light, each movement deliberate and heavy with unspoken stories. Faint music drifts from the town, a distant echo swallowed by the vastness of the sea. The air hangs thick with the scent of salt and the promise of journeys far beyond the horizon. Each lapping wave whispers secrets of the past, blending seamlessly with the loading of the crates. Under the shroud of night, the Phantom Market flickers with ghostly light. In a haze of memory, an old woman's hand reaches out, her touch gentle yet profound. Her aged fingers, etched with time, hover near, a silent blessing or a haunting premonition. The market's eerie glow casts long shadows, amplifying the scene's otherworldly feel. The old woman touches my forehead, the moment suspended in the ethereal atmosphere. Under the vast open sky, a father diligently mends fishing nets on the seashore, his movements practiced and steady. A small child watches, their eyes full of innocent wonder as they observe their father's work. The rhythmic sound of the waves provides a constant, soothing backdrop to their quiet interaction. The sun warms their faces as the father continues his task. The child, a silent, appreciative audience. A simple, timeless scene unfolds on the seashore, a poignant memory etched against the backdrop of the endless ocean. Night blankets the Phantom Market, where shadows dance with the flickering gas lamps. A sea of faceless figures ebbs and flows, their movements like the tide, their purpose unknown. Each step echoes in the oppressive silence, broken only by the rustle of cloaks and the shuffle of unseen feet. The air hangs heavy with a sense of unease, the dreamscape blurring the line between reality and nightmare. A sense of impending doom permeates the market, the faceless crowd a harbinger of something sinister. The Phantom Market glows with an ethereal light, casting long, distorted shadows that writhe like specters. Dark, tattered fabrics drape a stall, pulsing with unseen energy. A cloaked figure stands motionless, their face hidden in shadow, an enigma at the heart of the market. The air crackles with anticipation, a silent question hanging heavy in the dreamscape. The figure speaks, their voice a haunting whisper that echoes through the market. You found us again. In the labyrinthine alleys of the stone town, shadows dance under the dim moonlight. A haunting melody drifts through the narrow passages, an elusive siren's call. Each turn promises revelation, yet the source remains tantalizingly out of reach. Footsteps echo against ancient stone, a solitary pursuit in the heart of the night. The music beckons, a phantom promise leading deeper into the town's enigmatic embrace. In the stillness of night, clove leaves burn, their smoke spiraling upwards in a ritual of purification. Tendrils of smoke dance through the air, a silent battle against the lingering essence of the market. The heavy scent of spices hangs in the air, a stubborn reminder of the outside world. The aroma of fish and damp earth clings to the walls, an unwelcome guest in my sanctuary. I watch as the smoke weaves and turns, a fragile defense against the persistent intrusion. The house remains tainted, a testament to the market's pervasive grip. Distant lanterns flicker against the inky horizon, their ethereal glow painting a haunting scene on the open sea. Each flicker serves as a stark reminder of a destiny yet to be embraced, a fate hanging heavy in the salty air. The Phantom Market at sea shimmers in the distance, a beacon of unknown promises and veiled threats. Waves crash gently against the hull, each ripple carrying whispers of the spectral bazaar. The air is thick with anticipation, a palpable tension that mirrors the uncertainty of the journey ahead. Shadows dance with the lantern light, blurring the line between reality and illusion on this fateful night. Under the cloak of night, I wander through Stone Town's ancient, winding streets. The air hangs heavy, saturated with the fading fragrance of exotic spices, a ghostly echo of the day's vibrant market. A haunting tarab melody drifts from afar, weaving through the narrow alleyways like a lament. Each note is a poignant reminder of the vibrant life from which I feel tragically estranged. Under the cloak of night, the seashore stretches into infinity, the waves shimmering with reflected moonlight. A lone figure stands silhouetted against the horizon, gazing out at the ceaseless ocean. The cool breeze whispers secrets of salt and freedom, a poignant reminder of what lies beyond reach. A silent question hangs in the air, heavy with longing. Will freedom ever truly be within grasp? The last notes of the haunting melody dissipate into the night, leaving an echoing silence over Stone Town. A profound stillness settles, broken only by the distant murmur of the ocean. The air hangs heavy with the unspoken knowledge of a bond forged in shadows. An invisible chain now binds the protagonist to the ethereal realm of the Phantom Market. Each stone in Stone Town seems to whisper secrets of this eternal pact. The weight of destiny settles, an inescapable truth etched into the silent night. Soft snow blankets the deserted Yaniv railway station, a scene of eerie desolation under the night sky. Twisted rails and the skeletal remains of a locomotive bear, silent testimony to a forgotten tragedy. Andri leads a small group of tourists through the haunting landscape, their figures stark against the snowy expanse. An unnatural stillness hangs in the air, heavy with unspoken stories and the weight of the past. Inside the tent, forced laughter masks the tourists' rising fear as they try to ignore the unnerving silence. A watch reads 2:30 a.m., each second amplifying the growing sense of dread. Anxiety tightens its grip, casting long shadows across their faces. The oppressive quiet shatters, pierced by a distant, mournful whistle that sends shivers down their spines. Eyes widen, darting nervously around the tent, each sound now a potential threat in the darkness. Emerging from the tent into the night, the train tracks ahead emit an eerie blue glow. A deep, rhythmic hum vibrates through the ground, resonating with unseen power. Shivering, the tourists emerge from their tents, their faces etched with a mixture of awe and apprehension. One tourist, voice tinged with unease, breaks the silence. What is that? Their collective gaze is drawn towards the mysterious, glowing tracks, the source of the unsettling vibration. In the oppressive darkness, distant lights flicker, barely piercing through the dense, swirling fog. The clatter of wheels grows into an earth-shattering roar, the sound echoing through the desolate landscape. A train, a relic of Soviet engineering, emerges from the mist, its gleaming surface in eerie contrast to its surroundings. The train's imposing presence dominates the scene as it screeches to a halt, its metallic groan cutting through the night. "It's the Chernobyl evacuation line," I whisper, my voice barely audible above the train's hiss, recognizing the number. Air 0447. The train screeches violently to a halt at Yaniv Station, its metallic shriek cutting through the night. Steam billows from the train doors as they hiss open, releasing an acrid smell of ozone, rust, and burnt hair into the night air. In my hand, the Geiger counter twitches, reacting to some unseen horror. The needle jumps wildly across the scale, a frantic dance of impending doom. At the Yaniv station, a spectral face materializes against the cold window, pale and haunting. A small hand rises, its touch ghosting across the glass, leaving trails of fog in its wake. A whisper echoes within, a voice carried on the wind. "It's time to come home, Andrei." The Geiger counter shrieks, its needle violently exceeding its limit, a symphony of impending doom. The machine strains, protesting the unseen forces at play. The glass fogs up even more, obscuring the face. Under the cloak of night at Yaniv Station, my parents stand with beaming smiles, their love a beacon in the cold. My father beckons me forward, his eyes filled with pride and anticipation. "The train's waiting, son. You've come so far," he says, his voice warm against the night air. Beneath my boots, the melting snow reveals an eerie, unnatural glow emanating from the ground. A silent question hangs in the air as the radiant light pulses beneath my feet, beckoning me towards an unknown future. Beneath the shroud of night, the Chernobyl Express looms, its destination marked as unknown. A chilling inscription marks the carriage. Final departure, April 26, 1986. The train's whistle shrieks, shattering the stillness of the night. From the shadows, familiar faces of tourists emerge, drawn to the spectral train. Under the cloak of night at Yaniv Station, a chilling presence returns. The boy materializes at the door, his teeth disturbingly black against the dim light. His voice, a mere whisper, cuts through the silence. "We've been waiting," the boy continues, a haunting echo in the night. "So long." Inside the carriage, a silent audience of empty-eyed faces fix their gaze, unblinking. An oppressive silence descends as unseen eyes watch, a silent judgment hanging in the air. Beneath the cloak of night, I run, the train's whistle relentlessly pursuing me through the dense trees. A fleeting glance back reveals the stark emptiness of the tracks, the train now a ghost of light, swallowed by the darkness. Only the glowing rails remain, stretching into the abyss, a haunting reminder of what was left behind. The station is deserted, swallowed by the night. Beneath the dim, nascent dawn, an exhausted figure stumbles through the silent forest, each step a testament to draining fatigue. The ethereal glow, once a guiding beacon, has vanished, leaving behind a world cloaked in shadows and uncertainty. A stark burn mark, shaped like a ghostly fingerprint, sears itself into the fabric of a sleeve, a haunting reminder. Beneath the mark, words etched in ash spell out a chilling promise, a whisper from the darkness. The chilling message echoes in the silent woods, a harbinger of what is to come. See you next departure, the narration whispers, sealing a fate in the heart of the ancient forest. 1 year later, under the cloak of night, the rusted tracks of Yaniv Station glint faintly. April 26th, 2:37 a.m. The digital display on a recorder flickers in the darkness. A solitary figure stands motionless, the silence heavy and tainted. The air hangs thick, a poisoned stillness enveloping the desolate platform. The recorder is clutched tightly, a silent witness to the haunting scene. Alone at Yaniv Station, the night whispers secrets only the rusted tracks can understand. A deep, guttural trembling vibrates through the ground, shaking the very foundations of Yaniv Station. The fog hangs heavy, glowing with an eerie, pale blue light that distorts reality. Out of the gloom, a train materializes, pristine and radiant, its metal gleaming with an unnatural sheen. Faces flicker past the windows. Tourists vanished a year ago, tired reactor workers, nurses in faded uniforms, stoic soldiers. Each face tells a silent story of a journey beyond the veil, a haunting tableau of lost souls. The train door hisses open, expelling stale air into the night at Yaniv Station. Father emerges, seemingly radiant under the station's dim lights, an unnatural luminescence in his eyes. "Andrei, you're late," he says, his voice echoing slightly in the deserted station. He gestures towards the still open train door, inviting Andrei to follow. The faint glow in his eyes intensifies, hinting at something otherworldly. Inside the Chernobyl Express, passengers are caught in a horrifying loop, flickering between life and decay. A boy appears amidst the static atmosphere, clutching a metal toy train tightly. His voice echoes in the eerie silence. "We're going home." An unsettling invitation hangs in the air as he asks, "Don't you want to see it again?" The Chernobyl Express hurtles forward, its rhythm a dark pulse against the silence of the exclusion zone. Through the train windows, Pripyat flickers to life, a spectral resurrection in harsh, unforgiving light. A Ferris wheel spins, mocking the empty sky, while children's laughter echoes, too bright, too hollow. The smiles are stretched and unnatural, the eyes vacant, revealing the chilling truth beneath the illusion. The Chernobyl Express relentlessly speeds forward, its metal frame vibrating with ominous energy. Ahead, the reactor looms a gaping, jagged wound in the earth, pulsating with an otherworldly, toxic light. Each flash from the reactor's core casts an eerie pallor over the train's interior. Passengers flicker in and out of a horrifying existence, their faces caught between life and death. Silent screams contort their features as the unearthly glow transforms them into skeletal specters, trapped in a nightmarish loop. Inside the cramped hospital carriage of the Chernobyl Express, rows of makeshift beds stretch into the distance. The air hangs heavy with the sterile scent of disinfectant, a stark contrast to the quiet suffering etched on every face. I find my mother, pale and still against the white sheets, her eyes reflecting a mix of love and sorrow. "You shouldn't have come," her voice, barely a whisper, cuts through the hum of machinery. "You were meant to live for us." The Chernobyl Express carriage rattles violently, a clatter echoing the narrator's mounting dread. Dust motes swirl in the dim light filtering through grimy windows, illuminating the carriage's decay. A metallic tang of fear hangs heavy in the air, mingling with the ghosts of what was. The narrator's hand trembles, reaching out through the gloom, a desperate plea in the gesture. "I can't leave you," the narrator whispers, a promise against the backdrop of impending desolation. Inside the rattling Chernobyl Express, the air vibrates with unspoken tension. Each clack of the wheels echoes the heavy silence between the characters. Shadows stretch and sway with the train's movement, mirroring the uncertainty in their eyes. A single, stark light bulb flickers, casting long, dancing shadows that amplify the unease. Her gaze is fixed, unwavering, as she offers a cryptic reply. "You already have," she replies, her words hanging in the stagnant air like a shroud. The Chernobyl Express hurtles forward, its metal frame groaning under immense speed. A piercing train whistle screams through the night, an omen echoing across the desolate landscape. Suddenly, windows shatter, glass spraying inward like deadly rain. A chilling sound permeates the air, a symphony of destruction and despair. Panic swells among the passengers, their faces etched with terror as they brace for the unknown. A haunting chorus rises from the crowd. We depart, we return, we burn, we rise. Inside the Chernobyl Express, the air begins to shimmer with an unbearable heat. The train's metal walls soften, glowing as they melt into liquid light. Through the distortion, a vision takes shape. My father and the boy, standing side by side. A serene smile graces my father's face, radiating an unsettling peace. "The reactor dreams," he whispers, his voice echoing in the incandescent space. His smile widens as he pulls the boy closer, their forms bathed in ethereal light. "And we keep it alive." Abruptly yanked backward, a figure is violently pulled through a station door. The shock of betrayal sends them sprawling onto the unforgiving, frozen earth. The cold seeps quickly into their bones as the stark reality of their situation sets in. A sense of vulnerability washes over them, alone and exposed under the vast, indifferent night sky. The harsh ground offers no comfort, only a stark reminder of the danger now faced. The night at Yanev Station is silent, the train long gone, leaving only scorched tracks that glow faintly blue. The air hangs heavy with the scent of ozone and loss. Beside me lies the boy's toy train, a small, forgotten relic, still radiating warmth. A ghostly echo of laughter lingers in the empty station. April 26, next departure, the narration whispers, a promise of return hanging in the desolate air. The first light of dawn kisses the desolate road, stretching endlessly into the horizon. A lone figure emerges, leaving the zone behind, their silhouette stark against the awakening sky. Each step forward is a step away from the known, into an uncertain future. The road ahead shimmers with the promise and threat of the unknown. A final, lingering glance back at the zone, a monument of memories and mysteries. The journey begins with the rising sun as the only witness. Pripyat bursts with life, a vibrant tapestry of joy and laughter before the shadow of disaster falls. Echoes of laughter dance through the bustling streets, a symphony of unburdened happiness. Children's playful shrieks fill the air as they chase each other, their carefree spirits painting a portrait of innocence. Faces alight with joy as people stroll through the city, their steps echoing with the rhythm of life. The city pulsates with energy, a testament to the vibrant community that once thrived. Inside the reactor control room, sunlight illuminates the focused diligence of my father, a reactor technician. His weathered hands move deftly across the control panels, a portrait of dedication etched on his face. A warm smile spreads across his face as he glances at a cherished photograph of me and my mother. The photo, a beacon of love, stands in stark contrast to the cold, metallic machinery surrounding him. In a flashback, the hospital ward buzzes with activity, a symphony of beeps and hushed voices filling the air. My mother, a nurse, navigates the bustling scene with practiced grace, her movements precise and comforting. The antiseptic scent of disinfectant hangs heavy, a constant reminder of the battles fought within these walls. She pauses at a patient's bedside, her face etched with concern as she adjusts the IV drip. Her touch is gentle, a silent reassurance in the sterile environment. The low hum of machines underscores the weight of her responsibility, each beep a heartbeat in the balance. The morning peace of Pripyat is shattered by a cataclysmic explosion, tearing through the sky with brutal force. The earth trembles violently, a prelude to unimaginable horror. Screams echo through the chaos as people awaken to their worst nightmare. Faces contorted in terror, they stumble blindly, driven by primal fear. A desperate scramble for survival begins as the unseen danger descends upon them. Inside the reactor control room, a sense of urgency permeates the air as disaster unfolds. My father stands resolute, a beacon of determination against the encroaching chaos. His face, etched with grim lines, reflects the immense weight of responsibility. Every action, every decision, is a fight against the inevitable. The fate of many rests on his shoulders as he battles to contain the unthinkable. In the sterile environment of the hospital, the date, the 26th of April, 1986, hangs heavy in the air. Amidst the chaos, my mother moves with purpose, a beacon of hope in a time of despair. Her hands, gentle yet firm, offer solace to the injured, each touch a silent promise of healing. Yet, behind her unwavering dedication, a flicker of fear dances in her eyes, betraying the unspoken dread that grips everyone. Compassion etches lines around her mouth as she confronts the human cost of the unfolding disaster. Under the pale daylight of the 27th of April, 1986, families gather at the evacuation point, their figures silhouetted against a backdrop of impending disaster. Each face tells a story of loss and displacement as the evacuation of Pripyat begins. Uncertainty clouds their eyes, reflecting the unknown future that awaits them beyond the city limits. Mothers clutch their children tightly, a silent promise of protection amidst the chaos. Fathers bear the weight of responsibility, their grim expressions masking the fear that gnaws at their insides. Grief hangs heavy in the air, a palpable shroud over the departing residents of Pripyat. Under a somber sky in 1986, a cemetery outside Kyiv stands as a silent testament to loss. Between the weathered headstones, grief hangs heavy in the air. Tears stream down my face as I stand at my parents' graves, the weight of absence crushing me. The cold stone marks the final resting place, a stark reminder of irreversible farewells. Beneath the cloak of night, Yaniv Station stands silent, a beacon in the darkness. April 26th arrives once more, pulling me back with an invisible, irresistible force. The air is thick with unspoken memories, each shadow whispering tales of the past. The station lights cast long, eerie shadows, stretching and distorting familiar shapes. A lone figure stands on the platform, drawn back to this place of haunting echoes. The night deepens, enveloping Yaniv Station and its silent observer in a veil of mystery. The desolate Yaniv Station stands under the cloak of night, silent except for the distant whispers of wind. A faint, mournful whistle pierces the stillness, a lonely sound echoing through the darkness. The whistle grows louder, a promise of arrival, cutting through the night's heavy silence. The sound intensifies, resonating with anticipation as the unseen train rushes closer. Each echoing blast of the whistle heightens the suspense, drawing the unseen closer to Yaniv Station. The approaching train's whistle dominates the night, a roaring anthem against the backdrop of the quiet station. The desolate Yaniv station is cast in an eerie darkness, the night air thick with foreboding. A blue glow begins to emanate, softly at first, then growing in intensity, painting the scene with an otherworldly light. The twisted rails of Yaniv station glint under the strange luminescence, their forms distorted and surreal. As the blue light intensifies, it reveals a ghostly landscape. The station and its surroundings transformed into a spectral vision. The air crackles with unseen energy as the blue glow dominates, turning the desolate station into a beacon of mystery and unease. The Chernobyl Express pierces through the night, its lights ghostly against the dense fog. Desolate Yaniv station looms, shrouded in an eerie mist that clings to the silent platforms. Spectral lights cut through the darkness, illuminating the abandoned station with an unsettling glow. The train's arrival echoes in the stillness, a stark reminder of what was left behind. Fog hangs heavy, a veil concealing the secrets and sorrow of Yaniv station. Inside the Chernobyl Express, a heavy, unspoken dread permeates the air. Passengers sit with unnerving stillness, their gaunt faces reflecting a haunting pallor. Eyes, devoid of life, fixate with an eerie intensity. Each gaze is a silent, unsettling invitation, drawing the viewer deeper into the scene's mystery. The collective silence amplifies the sense of isolation and impending doom within the carriage. Inside the Chernobyl Express, a boy's hopeful smile shines. He extends his hand, revealing a cherished toy train resting in his palm. The toy, slightly worn, speaks volumes of a life touched by hardship. My gaze lingers on the simple toy, a poignant symbol amidst the desolation. I look from the train to the boy, a silent acknowledgement of shared history. Inside the speeding Chernobyl Express, the air crackles with unspoken farewells. My parents reach out, their hands trembling slightly as they bridge the narrowing gap. The faces are etched with a deep, heart-rending longing, a silent plea in their eyes. Each passing moment feels like an eternity, stretching the goodbye into an unbearable strain. The train hurtles forward, carrying away more than just distance, but pieces of hearts left behind. At the edge of the Yaniv station platform, the cold night air stings exposed skin. A mechanical beast of steel and fire looms the train, promising escape. Fingers brush against the cold metal, a hesitant touch. A wave of memories floods back, a ghost of a smile, a shared laugh, a life now lost. Torn between the allure of the train and the memory of a lost life, I hesitate. The night air is shattered by a piercing whistle, its echo bouncing off the deserted platform. I stand frozen, stark shadows stretching and twisting around me under the harsh yellow glare of the station lights. The scream of the whistle is a brutal awakening, forcing a confrontation with an unavoidable choice. A heavy silence descends after the whistle fades, leaving only the weight of the decision hanging in the air. Under the cloak of night, Yaniv station stands silent, its shadows stretching long and beckoning. An irresistible pull draws me forward, each step deliberate, measured towards the station's open door. The air is thick with anticipation, the unknown lurking just beyond the threshold. Each step echoes in the stillness, amplifying the weighty decision hanging in the balance. The Chernobyl Express looms, a steel behemoth awaiting its next soul. Stationary and silent, the train exudes a dark promise, an ominous invitation into the unknown. Its darkened windows reflect a world teetering on the edge of oblivion. Each carriage whispers tales of forgotten journeys and silent passengers. The train stands as a stark monument, ready to ferry its passengers into the heart of desolation. An unnatural stillness blankets Yaniv station, the air heavy with anticipation and dread. Distant train whistles echo through the night, a haunting symphony for a train that never comes. Bathed in the eerie glow of sodium lamps, the station exists suspended in time, a place where shadows dance and reality blurs. The cold wind whispers tales of forgotten memories, blurring the line between the tangible and the imagined in a haunting merging of past and present. Under the vast, cold expanse of a star-strewn sky, Yaniv Station stands silent, a crossroads of destiny. A lone figure pauses on the platform's edge, the weight of a momentous decision etched upon their face. The air crackles with unspoken anticipation, the chill night amplifying the gravity of the choice. The fate of a soul hangs suspended, balanced on the precipice of a life-altering moment. Dawn breaks over Yaniv Station, its skeletal structure stark against the awakening sky. Pale sunlight bathes the deserted platform, highlighting the stillness and solitude of the hour. Shadows stretch long and thin, clinging to the edges of the empty station as the new day begins. The air hangs heavy with the promise of a new day, yet the station remains untouched, silent. A solitary sign creaks in the gentle breeze, a lonely sentinel in the quiet expanse of Yaniv Station. Dawn breaks over Yaniv Station, the platform eerily deserted. Silent tracks stretch into the distance, the Chernobyl Express now a memory. The first rays of sunlight touch the empty station, highlighting the stillness. Only the faintest echo of the train's whistle lingers in the air, a haunting reminder. The air hangs heavy with unspoken stories. The station, a silent witness. Yaniv Station stands solitary, bathed in the pale light of a new day, forever marked by the absence. Under the pale light of dawn, a lone figure walks away from Yaniv Station, their silhouette stark against the awakening sky. Each step is heavy, burdened by an unseen weight, a silent testament to a haunting memory. The station recedes into the distance, yet the image of the train remains, an indelible mark on their soul. With each stride, they carry the weight of the past, forever bound to the spectral echoes of Yaniv. In the dim solitude of an apartment, a lone figure sits at a table. A toy train rests on the table, a splash of color against the muted tones of the room. Shadows stretch across the walls, emphasizing the quiet stillness of the night. The air hangs heavy with unspoken thoughts and solitary reflections. The figure's gaze is fixed on the toy, lost in a world of memories and dreams. The silence is broken only by the soft hum of the city outside, a constant reminder of the world beyond. The apartment is shrouded in dim light, dust motes swirling in the stagnant air like forgotten memories. I sit alone, the oppressive silence amplifying the faint, persistent whistle echoing within my mind. The whistle grows louder, a haunting reminder of the Chernobyl Express and its endless, spectral journey. A final whisper escapes as the narration concludes. The end. The grand halls of the Louvre echo in the dead of night, my flashlight beam slicing through the oppressive darkness. Silent figures of the cleaning crew glide through the vast corridors, their movements ghost-like. Each footstep is swallowed by the immensity of the museum, amplifying the solitude. The air is thick with history and secrets, the weight of centuries pressing down. A glance at my watch confirms another routine night, unaware of the mysteries lurking within these hallowed walls. In the Louvre's west wing, shadows dance near the Galerie d'Apollon, where time seems to stand still. Ancient maps and dusty ledgers lie scattered, their secrets veiled in the dim light. Each step echoes through the silent hall, the floorboards groaning underfoot. The air is thick with the scent of aged paper and forgotten histories. A sense of profound solitude envelops the space, broken only by the whisper of unseen forces. Within the hushed halls of the Louvre's west wing, a faint whisper dances through the air, barely audible against the backdrop of centuries of art. A subtle rustling, like the turning of ancient pages, teases the senses, disrupting the silent vigil. I freeze, every nerve on high alert, my gaze sweeping across the silent masterpieces and shadowed corners. An unseen presence stirs in the heart of the museum, its origin shrouded in mystery. The sound seems to emanate from below, hinting at hidden depths and untold secrets beneath the Louvre's storied floors. Hidden behind a wall in the Louvre, a narrow iron door emerges from the shadows, its surface obscured by layers of grime. A surge of adrenaline courses through me as I reach out, my fingers tracing the cold, unyielding metal of the ancient door. Fear and curiosity war within, each vying for control, as the secrets hidden behind the door beckon. My pulse quickens, the anticipation building, as I prepare to unveil what lies beyond the threshold of the hidden door. In the dead of night, inside the Louvre, a hidden keyhole yields to the persistence of a screwdriver. The lock clicks open, revealing not treasure, but a descent into darkness. A narrow, spiraling stairwell plunges downward, swallowed by shadows. The beam of a flashlight cuts through the gloom, a solitary guide into the unknown depths below. I descend into the spiral stairwell, the air growing heavy with each step. My hand trails along the cold, rough stone wall, seeking purchase in the dimness. The scent of ages permeates the air, a damp, earthy fragrance clinging to my clothes like a shroud. Each footfall echoes in the oppressive darkness, a lonely sound swallowed by the unseen depths. The spiral continues downward, a dizzying descent into the heart of the unknown. Silence descends, broken only by the whisper of my breath and the distant drip of water. In the echoing spiral stairwell, the flashlight beam dances restlessly, struggling against the oppressive darkness. Damp stone walls rise on all sides, an ancient prison carved with unsettling symbols and unreadable letters. The carvings writhe in the flashlight's beam, each grotesque figure seeming to pulse with a faint, unnatural light. An eerie silence descends, broken only by the distant drip of water, amplifying the unsettling aura of the stairwell. The spiral stairwell winds upwards, shrouded in deep shadows that seem to writhe and twist. A soft, disembodied voice whispers through the ancient stones, carrying an eerie warning. I freeze mid-step, the sound chilling me to the bone. My hands tremble slightly, betraying the fear that grips me as the voice echoes again. The darkness around me seems to deepen, the shadows dancing like malevolent spirits. "You shouldn't be here," the voice breathes, a haunting echo in the stone. In the spiral stairwell, a chilling voice echoes in my mind as I struggle to rationalize the growing dread. The air grows colder with each descending step, a palpable shift that prickles my skin. An unsettling sensation creeps over me, eyes watching, unseen, from the very walls themselves. The stone seems to absorb the light, leaving only shadows that dance with imagined figures. Each turn of the stairwell tightens the knot of unease in my stomach, a silent scream building. The oppressive silence is broken only by the sound of my own heartbeat, a frantic drum against the encroaching darkness. The stone hallway stretches, narrow and claustrophobic, hinting at secrets carved into its very walls. Rough-hewn steps lead into the depths, each footfall echoing in the oppressive silence. At the hallway's end, a door looms ancient wood, scarred by time and untold stories. Screaming faces writhe across the door's surface, a macabre tapestry of despair and agony. Reaching hands claw at the edges, their silent pleas frozen in eternal torment. The door stands as a foreboding threshold, promising darkness and unknown horrors beyond. The hallway is shrouded in an oppressive darkness, ancient stones whispering against exposed skin. A cacophony of voices rises, a maddening chorus in French, Latin, and unknown tongues. The whispers intensify, clawing insidiously at the edges of sanity. "Turn back. Stay. Become," the voices urge, their persuasive tones echoing through the stone. The darkness pulses with unseen presence, the voices beckoning from the depths of the unknown. In the cramped hallway, I reach out, my fingers trembling slightly as I approach the cold metal of the doorknob. The moment my skin makes contact, the unsettling whispers vanish, plunging the hallway into an unnerving silence. A sharp, distinct click echoes in the stillness, the sound magnified in the confined space. The door slowly begins to swing inward, an invitation into the unknown. Darkness yawns from the opening as the door continues to move, revealing nothing but shadow and the promise of something sinister beyond. The spiral staircase twists downward, an impossibly narrow path into the unknown. Its depths are shrouded in shadow, a dizzying descent into darkness. A faint orange glow emanates from the bottom, a beacon in the abyss. The air grows heavy with anticipation, each step echoing in the confined space. A silent struggle ensues as an unseen force compels me forward against all reason. Each step down the spiral staircase is a surrender, drawn deeper into the encroaching shadows. My legs, acting independently, carry me into the unknown, each rotation a descent into mystery. The allure of the unseen tugs relentlessly, curiosity the puppeteer of my unwilling advance. I descend further, spiraling into darkness, driven by an insatiable desire to uncover what lies below. A mournful melody echoes in the darkness, a haunting tune spun from the voices of the dead. The spiral staircase descends into shadow, each step a note in a macabre song. Blurry shapes coil in the dim, their grotesque forms shifting like nightmares given life. The air grows heavy, laden with sorrow and the weight of unseen horrors. Each twist of the staircase deepens the sense of dread. The music box melody, a constant, chilling companion. The spiral staircase is bathed in an eerie glow, each step leading further into the unsettling light. Shapes begin to emerge from the shadows, their forms twisting into grotesque parodies of life. Pale figures writhe in silent agony, their movements a disturbing dance in the otherworldly illumination. Their eyes, vacant and hollow, reflect the intense glow, mirroring a deep-seated despair. The air grows heavy with unspoken suffering, the scene a tableau of mute horror. Each writhing form seems caught in an endless loop of torment, their pale bodies illuminated by the unforgiving light. I stumble forward, finding purchase on a landing that promises escape or deeper mystery. Before me, the landing opens into a cavernous chamber, its vastness swallowing the light. The ceiling vanishes into an impenetrable darkness, a void that hints at endless depths above. The silence of the chamber is broken only by the echo of my own breath, amplifying the sense of isolation and awe. Within the echoing expanse of a cavernous chamber, shadows dance in the flickering torchlight. A figure emerges from the gloom, its form tall and imposing, draped in tattered green robes. An unseen gaze descends, 1,000 needles piercing the mind as the figure's presence intensifies. The chamber seems to pulse with an unseen energy, focusing on the cloaked entity at its heart. A palpable sense of dread fills the air, the weight of the figure's attention pressing down like a suffocating shroud. Absolute darkness fills the screen, the silence broken only by the drip of unseen water. A deep, cavernous space stretches into infinity, the air thick with the weight of stone and secrets. An echo resonates, a whisper of voices that seem to come from the very walls themselves. The disembodied voice of the narration weaves its way through the darkness. Join us. A subtle shift in the atmosphere, a sense of yearning and ancient invitation. Stay. The echo returns, amplified, promising acceptance and belonging. Belong. In the heart of a cavernous chamber, an ancient presence stirs the air, causing unseen ripples to twist and distort the light. The figure moves with a slow, deliberate grace, its every gesture imbued with untold age and power. The air vibrates, humming with a resonance that speaks of forgotten epochs and slumbering energies. Shadows dance in the periphery, deepening the sense of mystery and anticipation. A palpable tension fills the chamber, a silent prelude to events yet to unfold. The figure continues its measured advance, an enigmatic force poised to reshape the world. In the cavernous chamber, a flashlight beam trembles, cutting through the oppressive darkness. The light stumbles upon a horrifying visage, a shifting void, an abyss made of pulsating blackness. The darkness writhes, an inky nightmare spreading like a stain in water. The beam falters, revealing the terrifying truth of the chamber's heart. In the cavernous chamber, dust motes swirl in the single beam of light, illuminating the oppressive gloom. Echoes ripple through the vast space, carrying whispers of forgotten secrets. A figure stands shrouded in shadow, an enigma silhouetted against the faint light. The figure's voice cuts through the silence, resonating with ancient power. You see what others cannot, yet all who see must carry the sight. The figure intones, a prophecy hanging heavy in the air. In the heart of the cavernous chamber, a palpable pressure tightens around my chest, as if the very shadows conspire to steal my breath. An oppressive silence hangs heavy in the air, amplifying the sense of unease. The floor beneath me seems to pulsate with a life of its own, a subtle, unsettling rhythm. Darkness clings to the edges of the chamber, a silent, watchful presence. Each breath feels like a struggle, the air thick and heavy with unseen mysteries. Inside the cavernous chamber, raw instinct triumphs over paralyzing terror. A desperate turn to flee becomes a futile act. The staircase, once a path to escape, is now an illusion. Endless walls rise, forming an inescapable maze. Hope dwindles as the chamber transforms into a prison of stone and shadow. In the endless corridors, a flashlight flickers, its beam struggling against the oppressive darkness. Elongated shadows dance along the walls, twisting into grotesque shapes that seem to have a life of their own. The shadows stretch out, their forms grasping and whispering secrets into the suffocating air. A chorus of ethereal voices rises from the darkness, the shadows beckoning with a chilling invitation. "Stay," they murmur, their voices a haunting echo that resonates through the endless corridors. Driven by adrenaline, I sprint through endless corridors, my breath ragged and desperate. Doors swing open to reveal more hallways, each identical, stretching into infinity. Spiral staircases twist upwards, a dizzying maze with no discernible exit. Each turn brings only more of the same, an inescapable labyrinth of impossible architecture. The walls seem to breathe, the corridors shifting and changing with every frantic step. I am lost in a place that defies logic, a nightmare of endless repetition. In the endless corridors, whispers begin to intensify, swirling around like a gathering storm. The whispers transform into raw, unfiltered screams, despair, rage, and aching longing echoing off the walls. Each step feels heavier than the last, the weight of years pressing down, body growing weary amidst the cacophony. The corridor stretches on, an infinite path lined with the echoes of tormented souls. A distant glow begins to illuminate the path ahead, a promise of escape from the depths. Emerging from the shadows, a flood of daylight streams into view, banishing the oppressive darkness. The familiar grandeur of the Louvre's galleries unfolds, a welcome sight after unseen trials. Ancient masterpieces stand bathed in sunlight, their silent stories echoing through the halls. The weight of the unknown lifts, replaced by the comforting presence of art and history. I stumble out into the familiar galleries of the Louvre, gasping for air, utterly disoriented. The grandeur of the art around me is a stark contrast to the nightmare I just escaped. I clutch at a nearby pillar, trying to regain my bearings as tourists stroll past, oblivious. A wave of nausea hits me as the reality of what I experienced sinks in. The chilling realization dawns. The security cameras recorded nothing of the stairwell, the chamber, or the figures. Am I the only one who remembers? Was it all a hallucination, or something far more sinister? Within the Louvre's familiar galleries, masterpieces stand guard as I scan the crowded space. They were gone, vanished, tracelessly, into the throng of tourists. Yet, the echo of their presence remains, whispers lingering in the air like a haunting melody. We wait. We see. The narration echoes, a constant susurration in the corners of my mind. I quit my post immediately. The grand facade of the Louvre rises behind me, its beauty masking a hidden darkness. Its stones seem to whisper tales of unspeakable horrors. The sunlight glints off the glass pyramid, casting long shadows that hint at secrets within. A sense of liberation washes over me as I turn my back on its shadowed entrance. The weight of what I know settles heavily in my heart. Months turn into a silent vigil within the sterile confines of my apartment, offering no escape from haunting memories. Dim light stretches long, distorted shadows across the walls, each flicker a dance with the ghosts of what was. I sit hunched, a solitary figure consumed by the stairwell incident, replaying it endlessly in the theater of my mind. Whispers, once distant and barely audible, now grow into a maddening chorus, echoing within the confines of my skull. The apartment becomes a prison of my own making, each corner a reminder of the inescapable past. The Louvre Museum stands in silent grandeur as I pass the Apollon Gallery, its beauty unable to soothe my unease. An unnatural distortion of light casts long, eerie shadows that dance around me, as if the very stones are stretching towards me. A sudden, biting chill permeates the air, raising goosebumps on my skin and whispering warnings of unseen presences. Each step echoes with a growing sense of dread, a feeling of being relentlessly watched by unseen eyes. I quicken my pace, desperate to escape the suffocating weight of the gaze that follows me, a silent predator in the heart of Paris. Late at night, a haunting melody drifts through the silence of my apartment. The music is faint, ethereal, yet impossible to ignore, tugging at the edges of my awareness. Each note seems to whisper secrets, drawing me into its mysterious embrace. The Louvre exists not merely as a museum, but looms as a monumental tomb filled with echoes of the past. Shadows dance in the corners of the room, stirred by the unseen forces at play. The melody deepens, weaving a tapestry of intrigue and unspoken dread. In the solitude of my apartment, a knowing stillness settles. An unseen force pulls at the edges of the mind. I realize that someone will inevitably return, drawn back to the shadowed stairwell beneath the Louvre. Curiosity, a relentless whisper, becomes an irresistible lure. The stairwell awaits, ready to claim its next seeker of forbidden knowledge. In a flashback, a spiral stairwell beckons, its depths shrouded in mystery. Young Anna cautiously begins her descent, each step echoing in the confined space. Her eyes, wide with a mix of wonder and apprehension, scan the ancient stonework. The air grows cooler, carrying the scent of damp stone and forgotten secrets. Shadows dance along the walls, playing tricks on her already heightened senses. Each turn of the spiral staircase pulls her further into the unknown, a silent invitation to discover what lies below. In the echoing vastness of the cavernous chamber, Anna stands alone, her breath misting in the cold air. Her gaze is drawn to a figure shrouded in green robes, a silent sentinel in the heart of the stone. Slowly, deliberately, the figure begins to turn, the rustle of fabric, the only sound in the oppressive silence. An unseen face settles upon Anna, an unsettling, faceless gaze that seems to pierce the very depths of her soul. A chill deeper Then the cavern's cold settles over Anna as the figure's presence fills the space between them. Anna runs, her footsteps the only sound, in the seemingly endless corridor. The air grows thick with dread, each breath a ragged gasp in the oppressive darkness. Whispers slither around her, growing louder, a chorus of unseen voices closing in. The darkness presses, threatening to swallow her whole as the corridor stretches on, infinite and unforgiving. The spiral stairwell looms, a dark vortex of wood and shadow, hinting at the unknown depths below. Anna is drawn into its dizzying embrace, the air thick with unspoken dread. Each step echoes with the weight of destiny, sealing her fate within the twisting corridors. The music swells, an eternal lament that reverberates through the ancient structure. Shadows dance ominously as Anna descends, each turn concealing hidden secrets and lurking dangers. The spiral tightens, a visual metaphor for the inescapable grip of fate. In the hushed halls of the Louvre Museum, a new night begins, with Mark starting his solitary patrol. The silence of the night amplifies every footstep as he makes his rounds. He pauses, an inexplicable pull drawing him towards the Galerie d'Apollon. The grandeur of the Galerie d'Apollon overwhelms him, its ornate decorations gleaming softly in the dim light. His eyes are drawn upwards, captivated by the artistry and history that surrounds him. An unseen force seems to emanate from the heart of the gallery, beckoning him closer. In the depths of the Louvre, behind a seemingly solid wall, lies a secret. Mark's eyes widen as he uncovers the narrow iron door, an enigma from a forgotten time. His curiosity ignites, mirroring a discovery made months before. The iron door stands as a silent invitation to the mysteries that await beyond. Mark ventures into the spiral stairwell, descending into the unknown. The shadows lengthen, seeming to envelop and beckon him further into the depths. An ominous silence falls, suggesting unseen horrors lurking below. He continues his descent, oblivious to the sinister welcome that awaits him. Inside the cavernous chamber, Mark freezes, his eyes wide with terror and fascination, his breath catching in his throat. A looming figure in green robes dominates the vast space, its silhouette amplified by the dancing shadows. The air crackles with unseen energy, a silent command emanating from the robed figure. Mark struggles to find his voice, the weight of the figure's presence pressing down on him. The chamber echoes with unspoken words, the figure's intent hanging heavy in the air. Mark races through the seemingly endless corridors, his frantic footsteps echoing in the oppressive silence. His screams tear through the air, mixing with a haunting chorus of lost souls trapped within the labyrinthine halls. Each turn is identical to the last, the space stretching on, an inescapable and terrifying maze. The stairwell looms as a silent, deadly threat, another victim claimed by its shadowy depths. I sit alone in the dimness of my apartment, the silence amplifying the haunting melody that drifts from somewhere far away. The weight of unspeakable knowledge crushes me, an invisible burden bending my shoulders. There's no escape from the horror that replays endlessly in my mind. The image burns itself deeper with each passing moment, searing itself into the very core of my being. Under the bright daylight, the Louvre Museum rises, a fortress of art and history, its grandeur imposing against the skyline. Its polished facade gleams, reflecting centuries of secrets hidden within its walls. A silent sentinel, the museum stands as a testament to time, its stories echoing through the ages. Beneath the surface, mysteries linger, buried deep beneath the polished floors. The cycle of art and history continues, the Louvre, an eternal witness. In the Louvre Museum's West Wing, the night envelops the Galerie d'Apollon, its treasures gleaming softly under the watchful eyes of history. Drawn by an irresistible allure, an unsuspecting visitor pauses, their silhouette framed against the backdrop of priceless art. The air is thick with anticipation, the weight of centuries pressing down on the lone figure as they gaze into the unknown. A silent question hangs in the air. What secrets lie hidden within these hallowed halls, waiting to be discovered? In the silent spiral stairwell, shadows stretch like grasping claws, promising nothing but despair to those who dare descend. The darkness whispers, its secrets a siren song leading only to the depths of unknown fears. Each step echoes in the oppressive quiet, a lonely rhythm marking the passage deeper into the abyss. The stairwell waits, a patient predator, for its next unsuspecting victim to stumble into its shadowy embrace. In the cavernous chamber, an eerie silence hangs heavy, broken only by the echo of unseen depths. The figure stands enshrouded in green robes, an ominous sentinel awaiting the unknown. Faceless, it gazes towards the entrance, an unsettling focus that chills the soul. The music swells, a dirge that fills the vast chamber with mournful echoes. Each note reverberates off the stone walls, amplifying the sense of foreboding. The mournful tune wraps around the silent figure, binding it to the ancient space. Endless corridors stretch into the darkness, a labyrinthine trap for the curious. Whispers begin to snake through the silence, growing louder with each step. The air grows heavy, charged with unseen presences and unheard secrets. Shadows dance along the walls, playing tricks on the eyes and mind. An unsettling feeling of being watched settles in, prickling the skin. The whispers become insistent, echoing through the darkness, promising both knowledge and despair. The Louvre stands majestically, its grand facade a stark contrast to the dark secrets hidden beneath. Silent and imposing, it guards the mysteries within its stairwells. For now, the secrets remain undisturbed, veiled from the oblivious world above. But the stillness is deceptive, a mere prelude to the inevitable. Soon, another unsuspecting soul will be lured into the depths, and the haunting music will rise once more. The Kitson Hydroelectric Dam stands as a colossal concrete structure, dominating the night sky with its imposing presence. A profound silence blankets the scene, broken only by the deep hum and subtle vibrations emanating from within the dam's core. The deceptive quiet of the dam masks the immense power it holds, a silent sentinel against the darkness. The low hum resonates with an ancient quality, whispering through the metal framework, a sound that etches itself into memory. An unsettling sense of foreboding lingers in the air, amplified by the dam's stoic and unyielding facade. The dam's sheer scale and silent operation evoke a feeling of insignificance against the backdrop of the vast, indifferent night. From the control tower, Coldwater Lake stretches into the misty distance, its far shore swallowed by the gloom. A heavy mist hangs low, stilling the air and amplifying the sense of profound isolation. The quiet is deep, broken only by the soft hum of the tower's ancient equipment. Here, the pay is steady and the air is clean, a stark contrast to the world outside. The isolation breeds a strange sense of belonging, a secret shared only with the forgotten corners of the world, a silent vigil in the heart of the night, where the boundary between reality and dream blurs with the rising mist. Inside the control tower at night, Eddie's booming laughter echoes, rivaling the turbines he oversees. He speaks into the radio, his voice battling through the static. A strange sound interrupts the mechanical symphony near Turbine 4. Eddie, BO reports, his brow furrowed in disbelief. I'm hearing a strange sound near Turbine 4. The static intensifies as he continues, a woman's voice. The control tower hums with the low thrum of complex machinery, a beacon in the night. Eddie's voice, strained and distant, crackles urgently through the radio. She's calling my name. The transmission abruptly cuts off, leaving a chilling silence in its wake. Daniels leans back, an arrogant smirk twisting his lips, seemingly unfazed by the unsettling event. With a dismissive wave, Daniels casually orders, "Go investigate." I descend the slick metal stairs into the depths, each step echoing in the cavernous space. Condensation coats every surface, a testament to the oppressive humidity that hangs heavy in the air. The air is thick and damp, clinging to skin like a second layer. The deafening hum of the turbines vibrates through every bone, a constant reminder of the immense power contained within the dam. Deep in the dam's lower gallery, the turbine's roar fills the air, a mechanical symphony of power. Cutting through the mechanical din, a faint, haunting sound emerges, a woman's voice humming softly. The humming weaves through the gallery, its ethereal quality, a stark contrast to the cold, metallic surroundings. The faint melody hangs in the air, a ghostly echo in the heart of the dam. My voice echoes, swallowed by the immensity of the dam's lower gallery, as I desperately call out for Eddie. Silence answers, heavy and absolute, amplifying the dread that claws at my throat. Abandoned on the metal walkway, Eddie's flashlight casts a stark beam into the abyss. The light slices through the oppressive darkness, revealing the churning, unforgiving water far below. The beam dances ominously over the water. Each ripple seems to whisper of unseen depths and unknown dangers, mocking my futile cries. In the dam's lower gallery, darkness reigns, broken only by a faint, scattered light. As I crouch, the beam of light pierces the murky depths, revealing the water's secrets. Just below the surface, a face emerges, pale and still, framed by tendrils of dark hair. A woman's face, eyes wide open, fixed in an eternal, silent stare. A chilling smile curves her lips, a haunting invitation from the depths. In the dam's lower gallery, a woman is caught in the unforgiving current. The churning water seizes her, an unstoppable force pulling her down. A moment of struggle, a desperate gasp, and then nothing. She vanishes beneath the surface, swallowed by the relentless depths. The sun ascends, casting a vibrant palette of orange and pink across the sky as the search for Eddie commences at the Kitson Hydroelectric Dam. Divers bravely descend into the cold, churning waters, their forms swallowed by the dam's unforgiving depths. Each ripple in the water echoes with the desperate hope of discovery, yet the surface remains unbroken, undisturbed. Minutes morph into agonizing hours, stretching the tension taut as the divers relentlessly comb the underwater labyrinth. The dam yields no answers, offering no solace, no body, no clothing, no whisper of Eddie's fate. An unsettling emptiness pervades, the dam holding its secrets close, leaving only unanswered questions in its wake. In the control tower, Daniel's grim face speaks volumes, the weight of unspoken words hanging heavy in the air. His voice, laced with resignation, breaks the silence. The official report will state Eddie fell during maintenance and was carried downstream. Daniel's eyes reflect a silent command, an unspoken pact sealed in the tense atmosphere. "Don't talk about it," he warns, the finality in his tone leaving no room for dissent. Deep within the dam, the turbines groan as the water level recedes in the dead of night. An unsettling silence blankets the area, broken only by the slowing rhythm of the machinery. Then, a faint whisper snakes through the pipes, carried on the damp air. A woman's voice, ethereal and haunting, echoes within the concrete walls. Sometimes she calls a name lost to the depths. Sometimes she sings a melody of sorrow. In the heart of the dam, small items begin to vanish inexplicably, piece by piece. A worker's glove disappears, then a wrench, leaving only bewilderment in their wake. The vanishing act escalates as a helmet dematerializes, fueling unease among the dam's workers. A whole toolbox vanishes into thin air, their nervous jokes barely masking their growing fear. Inside the dam, the air vibrates with the hum of powerful machinery, a symphony of contained force. Mara, A woman hardened by long nights and tough choices stands watch, her gaze unwavering. The dim, utilitarian lighting casts long shadows, accentuating the weariness etched on her face. Her voice, roughened by the constant noise, cuts through the mechanical drone with a note of authority. "I heard the voice too," she admits, her eyes reflecting a deeper unease. A subtle tremor in her voice betrays a hidden empathy as she describes it. It sounded sad, not angry. Under the cold, stark lights of the dam, Mara steps forward, volunteering for a perilous task. She begins her solitary walk down the long, echoing tunnel. The time is 2:41 a.m., the silence amplifying the weight of her mission. Each footstep echoes ominously as she approaches Turbine 4. The air grows heavy with anticipation, the fate of the dam resting on her shoulders. On a security screen, Mara walks down the damp tunnel, unaware of the encroaching darkness. The timestamp reads 2:43 a.m., marking the moment of her disappearance into the abyss. The tunnel stands silent, the image frozen on the screen, devoid of any sign of struggle or sound. Only the haunting echo of dripping water remains, a chilling reminder of the mystery. In the flooded tunnel of the dam, a looming presence takes shape behind Mara. A tall, narrow shadow stands motionless, ankle deep in the still water. The water surface remains undisturbed, betraying no ripple, no sign of life. The shadow holds its ground, an ominous figure in the heart of the night. Inside the dam's tunnel, the lights flicker wildly, their erratic dance painting the rough walls with grotesque shifting shadows. Each flicker stretches the darkness, turning familiar shapes into monstrous figures that writhe and loom. A long, distorted shadow abruptly appears, a fleeting apparition against the cold stone. It dances for a heartbeat, a phantom born of light and fear, before vanishing without a trace. The tunnel plunges into an unsettling stillness, the silence amplifying the echo of the shadow's brief existence. An invisible tension settles in the air, a lingering sense of dread clinging to the damp walls. Inside the bustling control tower, a sense of unease settles as workers begin to abandon their posts. Desks are cleared, monitors darken, and the once vibrant room slowly empties. The exodus continues as winter approaches, leaving the tower increasingly desolate. The night crew dwindles, the silence amplifying the absence of colleagues. Daniel stands among the few remaining, the weight of responsibility etched on his face. Only Daniels and 2 technicians remain, their dedication a stark contrast to the departing crowd. In the cavernous dam, doors creak open, as if pushed by ghostly hands, their echoes resonating through the darkness. The water level inexplicably plummets, unveiling algae-covered concrete, a stark testament to neglect and hidden depths. With a groan that seems to protest against the unnatural, the massive turbines grind to a halt. An unseen force tightens its grip, silencing the mechanical heart of the dam and plunging it into an eerie stillness. In the control room, pale light from the monitors paints the faces of the technicians, their expressions tense. Grainy security footage flickers, showing the turbine walkway shrouded in thick, impenetrable mist. Within the swirling fog, faint shapes begin to materialize, their movements indistinct and unsettling. The technicians watch, a silent alarm growing within them as the shapes shift and coalesce. Each shadow seems to dance with a life of its own, a haunting ballet unfolding in the mist. The air crackles with unseen energy as the shapes draw nearer, their purpose unknown, their presence ominous. The control room hums with a low, ominous energy, its consoles blinking in the darkness. In the dim light, shapes begin to resolve themselves from the shadows. One of the shapes slowly turns, revealing a familiar face. It's Eddie, but something is terribly wrong. His face is ghostly pale and slick with moisture, eyes wide but devoid of life. Water streams down his hair, a chilling testament to a recent, unseen horror. The high-tech control room pulses with a quiet, contained energy, its advanced technology humming. Eddie stands silhouetted against the vibrant glow of the main console, his figure bathed in the light of countless monitors. The console reflects in Eddie's intense, focused gaze. Behind him, Mara appears, her reflection shimmering faintly in the glass panels, a silent sentinel. Mara's uniform is torn, evidence of a fierce struggle. The subtle wear on her uniform contrasts sharply with the pristine, futuristic environment. In the heart of the control room, a silent tension hangs heavy in the air. A tall, transparent figure shimmers between the room's occupants, an ethereal presence defying reality. Its outline flickers, like light bending and breaking through the depths of water. The room's dim light dances across its form, casting eerie shadows that deepen the mystery. Inside the control room, an unsettling stillness hangs in the air, the monitors casting an eerie glow on the deserted consoles. A figure emerges from the shadows, its form gaunt and elongated, movements unnatural and unsettling. An impossibly long, glimmering hand reaches out, its touch promising something beyond comprehension. The hand presses against the camera lens, a chilling moment of contact that distorts reality. Darkness descends, the feed cut, leaving only a void where once there was sight. The turbine walkway is eerily still, the air heavy with an unnatural silence. No moisture clings to the metal, an unsettling dryness pervades. The usual hum of electricity is gone, replaced by an ominous quiet. Each monitoring camera stands useless, its lens dark and lifeless. Fried circuits and shattered hopes litter the desolate scene. An unsettling stillness blankets the turbine walkway, promising unseen danger. The turbine walkway hums with a low, ominous thrum, the air thick with the scent of ozone and damp concrete. Flickering emergency bulbs cast long, distorted shadows that dance across the walkway, playing tricks on the eyes. The metallic scent of the dam hangs heavy, a constant reminder of the immense power contained within. Deep, jagged scratches mar the metal railing, a desperate message etched into the cold steel. 3 chilling words are carved into the railing. Let us go. The shadows seem to deepen, whispering secrets of confinement and longing as the turbines spin relentlessly. The control tower hums with a dim electronic glow, monitors casting eerie shadows across the tense faces of the crew. Staring into the inky blackness beyond the glass, a deep sense of unease settles, heavy and suffocating. Daniel's voice, calm yet strained, cuts through the silence, but his eyes betray a flicker of fear. I can't sleep, a voice whispers, unheard amidst the growing tension. Inside the control tower, a sense of impending crisis fills the air as the turbines begin to fluctuate wildly. Power surges unpredictably, followed by sudden, alarming drops, casting long, ominous shadows. Control lights blink in urgent red, painting the control panels in a hellish glow. The unsettling rhythm of flashing lights and erratic power hints at a system spiraling out of control. Inside the control tower, the atmosphere is thick with unspoken tension as Daniels barks out orders. A direct command cuts through the air. Go down and check the intake valves. The weight of the order hangs heavy, especially with Daniel's refusal to accompany. An ominous sense of isolation settles in as the task is assigned. A silent question lingers. Why me? And why alone? The descent into the dam's lower gallery brings an immediate shift. The air grows colder and heavier, pressing in from all sides. Each footstep echoes eerily, creating the unnerving illusion of pursuit in the oppressive silence. The darkness deepens, amplifying the sense of isolation and foreboding with every step further into the depths. A palpable tension fills the air, hinting at unseen dangers lurking in the shadows of the dam. I descend into the dam's lower gallery, the air heavy with the scent of cold concrete and damp earth. An eerie silence blankets the chamber, broken only by the distant hum of unseen machinery. The water's surface stretches out, a mirror reflecting the dim lights above, utterly still. Yet, beneath the calm facade, the turbine water never rests, a constant pulse of contained power. It is always moving, breathing, alive, a hidden, relentless force lurking in the depths. The water's surface breaks into ripples, each circle a widening echo in the cavernous space. Darkness clings to the edges of the gallery, where shadows deepen and secrets stir. From the abyss, a whisper rises, a breath of sound too faint to grasp. The air itself seems to vibrate with the unheard, carrying tales from the unseen depths. An unsettling calm settles, as if the dam holds its breath, listening to the secrets it keeps. Deep shadows cling to the damp concrete of the dam's lower gallery, where a chilling draft snakes through the narrow space. Water trickles down the walls, each drop echoing ominously in the oppressive silence. The air vibrates with an unseen energy, a palpable tension hanging heavy in the darkness. A disembodied voice echoes through the gallery. Down here, you took our voices. The inky black water of the dam's lower gallery lies undisturbed, a deceptive calm masking hidden depths. Suddenly, the still surface is violently broken, shattering the illusion of peace. Pale, ghostly hands emerge from the depths, reaching with desperate urgency towards the edge of the platform. Thin and translucent, they claw frantically, their grip weak and failing against the cold, unyielding concrete. An eerie silence descends once more as the desperate struggle unfolds. The only sound, the faint echo of water dripping in the cavernous space. In the dam's lower gallery, dim light struggles to pierce the oppressive darkness. Blurred, half-dissolved faces emerge from the shadows, their features indistinct and unsettling. Their mouths open in unison, forming silent screams in the cavernous space. The air vibrates with an eerie, humming song, resonating deep within the stone walls. The sound echoes through the gallery, a haunting melody that chills the very bone. The faces and the song blend together, creating a nightmarish vision in the heart of the dam. In the dam's lower gallery, the air hangs heavy and damp. I stumble backward, the beam of my light cutting through the darkness. The light sweeps across the cold, rough concrete walls, revealing secrets etched into the stone. Names, carved deep into the concrete, whisper stories of forgotten souls. Each name, a silent testament to the dam's hidden history. In the dam's lower gallery, a chilling tableau unfolds, the air thick with the scent of damp concrete and forgotten histories. Etched into the cold stone, hundreds of names bear witness to the dam's past, illuminated by the eerie dance of shadows. Engineers, divers, workers, their names, like ghostly whispers, resurrected by a single flickering bulb. Each inscription tells a silent story, a testament to the hands that shaped this colossal structure. The stagnant water adds to the haunting ambiance, amplifying the sense of isolation and the weight of the past. The names become a haunting chorus, echoing through the dark, damp gallery, a memorial to the dam's forgotten souls. In the dam's lower gallery, shadows dance across weathered stone, where the echoes of time whisper forgotten tales. Etched into the ancient surface, carved names bear witness to generations past, their stories etched in stone. A stark contrast emerges as fresh inscriptions boldly declare themselves amidst the venerable names. The names Eddie, Mara, Daniels stand out, raw and recent, disrupting the solemn rhythm of history. A chilling narrative unfolds with each letter, hinting at a story yet untold, a secret buried within the dam's heart. In the depths of the dam's lower gallery, a chilling realization dawns. The cold, damp air hangs heavy as the truth begins to surface. Daniels' ploy becomes clear: to maintain the dam's silence, to keep the power flowing, no matter the cost. The weight of this deception settles, a heavy burden in the echoing chamber. He knew all along. A silent acknowledgement hangs in the air. In Coldwater Village, the muddy streets teem with life. A vibrant tapestry of a bustling town unfolds. Families stroll, their laughter mixing with the joyful shouts of children playing games near the town square. The camera sweeps across the close-knit community, capturing the very essence of their shared lives and vibrant spirit. Coldwater Village is swallowed by a merciless deluge, its streets transformed into raging rivers. Figures scramble in a desperate dance against the rising waters, their faces masks of stark terror. Trapped souls fight against the crushing force, their eyes reflecting the grim acceptance of their fate. A symphony of despair rises from the flood, the echoes of chaos, painting a vivid portrait of destruction. Flickering lights cast long, dancing shadows across the damp concrete walls of the dam's lower gallery. A deep, resonant hum vibrates through the air, shaking the floor. An eerie melody grows louder, echoing through the labyrinthine pipes. The song intensifies, a haunting presence filling the cavernous space. The lower gallery is swallowed by darkness, an oppressive gloom punctuated only by the eerie green light from the churning water below. Thick clouds of steam billow and writhe, a ghostly shroud that obscures the already limited view, hinting at unseen depths. The water boils with unnatural vigor, a frenzied surface concealing a hidden menace. Slowly, inexorably, something immense rises from the depths, its form indistinct in the swirling vapor. It is not human, but a monstrous shape, an unspeakable horror emerging from the abyss. In the dam's lower gallery, an eerie figure stands motionless, its form a mesmerizing blend of shimmering water and swirling black shadows. The figure's face is smooth and featureless, an unsettling blank canvas in the dim light. An unnerving sensation washes over, the distinct feeling of being watched by something not entirely there. The water and shadows coalesce, a silent, intense gaze that penetrates the darkness. Water drips relentlessly from the low ceiling, each drop echoing ominously in the dam's vast concrete gallery. A single, flickering, emergency bulb casts long, distorted shadows that dance across the damp walls. From the damp air, a figure begins to shimmer into existence, water droplets swirling and coalescing. The figure takes shape, formed entirely of water, a spectral presence in the dim light. Its watery form solidifies, gaining definition as it floats in the cavernous space. The water figure's voice echoes through the gallery. You hear us now. You will tell them. Deep within the dam, the turbines awaken with a deafening roar, their mechanical symphony shaking the very foundations. The walkway groans under immense strain, buckling and twisting like a wounded animal. Metal screams in agony as stress fractures spread across its surface, spiderwebbing towards collapse. I run, my footsteps echoing in the confined space. Each breath, a desperate gasp for air. The metal grating beneath my feet is slick with moisture, threatening to send me tumbling into the abyss. The dam vibrates with destructive power, each second bringing it closer to catastrophic failure. I reach the cold, echoing stairwell, my breath misting in the damp air. Turning back, a chilling sight unfolds. The water figure ascends, its form growing larger and more menacing. It spreads like dark ink, tainting the mist with an unnatural presence. The air grows heavy, charged with foreboding. Each ripple of water carries an unspoken threat, a silent promise of destruction. The dam stairwell becomes a stage for an impending nightmare. Deep within the dam's lower gallery, darkness cloaks the scene. A lone figure stands silhouetted against the cold, damp concrete. Behind the figure, the water stirs, an ominous presence felt rather than seen. As eyes adjust, Faces begin to emerge from the depths, swirling in the inky blackness. Hundreds, perhaps thousands, of faces writhe beneath the surface, an unsettling chorus of the unseen. Deep within the dam's lower gallery, Eddie and Mara stand motionless, their eyes wide open. A faint, ethereal glow envelops them, casting a surreal light on their peaceful expressions. They begin to sink slowly into the light, as if being drawn into another dimension. The otherworldly radiance intensifies, blurring the edges of reality around them. An eerie calm settles over the scene as Eddie and Mara disappear further into the glowing abyss. Half frozen, I lie beside the outflow channel, the cold seeping into my bones as an emergency crew discovers me. The sterile report echoes, a mechanical failure. The lower gallery flooded, Daniels vanished, his office empty, his truck gone. The lower levels are sealed off permanently, a dark secret buried beneath tons of concrete and steel. Now, every night, I hear them. The rivers hum, the wind whispers, and I can make out their voices in the flow. They don't sound angry anymore, just free. On Rue Lepic, a bustling artery of Montmartre, I stroll, my camera a constant companion. I pause, my gaze drawn to an abandoned cafe, its grimy windows like vacant eyes. The building stands forlorn, a forgotten relic amidst the vibrant street. This neglected place is where my friend said the attic theater hides, a secret whispered in the city's heart. Hope fills me as I look at it. The forgotten cafe may be the entrance to the attic theater. The warped wooden door of the abandoned cafe stands silent, devoid of signs or lights, a forgotten sentinel against the desolate landscape. A tarnished brass handle gleams faintly, the only invitation into the unknown. A hand reaches out, fingers trembling slightly as they close around the handle. The touch sends a shock through the hand, the metal radiating an unnatural, ice-cold chill. A sense of foreboding hangs heavy in the air, a silent warning against disturbing the slumbering secrets within. Each creak of the attic staircase echoes in the night as I ascend, the wood groaning underfoot. The air chills with every step, a stark contrast to the warmth below. Dust and decay permeate the air, an ancient musk that clings to the shadows. A faint, haunting melody drifts from above a music box waltz, delicate and eerie. The sound grows clearer, beckoning me towards the secrets hidden in the attic theater. My heart pounds with anticipation, each step a commitment to uncover the mysteries that await. The attic door creaks open, revealing a dimly lit theater bathed in shadows. A single bare bulb casts an eerie glow upon a small, forgotten stage. Dust motes dance in the weak light, swirling around a crooked beam. Suspended from the beam, a marionette hangs silently, its pale wood gleaming. The marionette's form is that of a child, frozen in an eternal, unsettling pose. Its lifeless eyes stare blankly ahead, a haunting presence in the desolate theater. In the dimly lit attic theater, the camera focuses on a marionette, its porcelain eyes eerily lifelike. The marionette's lips, painted a faded red, are marred by delicate cracks. Around its delicate neck, a worn tag bears a name and date, a whisper from the past. The tag reads, Juliet, 1899. In the hushed darkness of the attic theater, an old, thin man sits motionless in the front row, a solitary figure consumed by shadows. He is the puppeteer, his face etched with time, his eyes sunk deep into the hollows of his skull. His gaze is fixed on the empty stage, waiting, anticipating the ethereal performance to come. A chilling silence fills the space, broken only by the puppeteer's whisper, laden with cryptic warning. She only dances for those who stay, he intones, his voice like the rustle of old paper. If you leave before the curtain falls, she will follow, the puppeteer warns, his words hanging in the air like a ghostly promise. In the dusty attic theater, a bare bulb struggles to pierce the gloom. casting eerie, dancing shadows. Center stage, a lone marionette hangs motionless, its painted face frozen in an unsettling stillness. A slow, deliberate turn of its head breaks the silence, its gaze now fixed, seemingly alive. The marionette's eyes snap open, revealing glassy, dark depths that hint at something sinister. A low, resonating hum fills the space, emanating from the impenetrable darkness behind the stage. The marionette's limbs twitch, then begin to move with an unnatural, growing grace, as if manipulated by unseen forces. In the attic theater, Juliet dances beneath the slivers of moonlight, her form both fragile and imbued with an eerie vitality. Each movement is accompanied by the soft crack of joints, a subtle, aging symphony echoing in the silent space. Her shadow writhes on the wall, a dark mimicry that seems to foresee her every move, a haunting echo of her dance. Dust motes swirl in the dim light, each particle a tiny dancer in the ethereal performance. The puppeteer's voice cuts through the quiet, revealing a sorrowful origin. She was carved from grief, a father's love made wood, cursed to remember. In the attic theater, Juliet spins, her figure blurring as the music distorts into a warped symphony. Above, a bare bulb swings wildly, painting the dusty space with skeletal shadows that dance and writhe. Behind her, the faded stage curtain trembles, disturbed by an unseen presence. A subtle ripple runs through the fabric, hinting at a hidden world pressing against the veil. In the dimly lit attic theater, Juliet's dance halts, her movements frozen like a broken music box. She turns, her gaze meeting mine, her eyes wide, reflecting an emotion impossible to decipher. Her lips part slightly, a silent plea forming in the cavernous space. "Don't go," she whispers, her voice carrying the chilling resonance of wind whistling through a coffin. The air hangs heavy with unspoken words and the palpable fear of impending departure. The puppeteer collapses onto the dusty floorboards of the attic theater, his breath catching in ragged gasps. His face is a pale mask in the dim light, as a low rumble vibrates through the ancient structure, threatening to bring it down. "Not again. She's awake again," he cries out, his voice hoarse with fear and desperation as dust falls like rain around him. Juliet's strings snap, one by one, yet the puppet defies gravity, remaining eerily upright. In the attic theater, the lone bulb bursts, plunging the space into absolute darkness. The distinct scrape of feet grows louder, each step measured and deliberate in the suffocating black. A warped, childlike laughter echoes through the darkness, chilling and distant. The unseen presence draws closer, the silence amplifying the terror of the unknown. A ghostly voice whispers from the void. "Play with me." I burst out onto Rue Lepic as dawn paints the sky over Montmartre. The street lies silent and deserted, holding its breath in the early light. The cafe stands hushed, its secrets kept behind closed doors. I turn back, my gaze drawn to the attic window, a silent question hanging in the air. Dawn breaks over Rue Lepic, casting long shadows across the cobblestone street. Through a cracked attic window, a marionette stands motionless, head tilted, lips parted in a serene smile. An ominous shadow looms behind the marionette, dwarfing her delicate frame. The shadow's hand rises slowly, a silent, spectral wave against the awakening city. The marionette remains still, an eerie contrast to the gesture of the shadow behind. Restless, in the darkness of my apartment, sleep evades me. Each time I close my eyes, Juliet's haunting face materializes, her painted smile a disturbing mask. Her two human eyes pierce through the darkness, stirring unease. A faint, rhythmic click echoes in the silence, wood tapping softly against the floorboards. In the dead of night, An eerie stillness blankets my apartment. Suddenly, the camera activates on its own, its flash casting an unsettling light that dances across the empty space. The room is momentarily illuminated, revealing only shadows and silence. Terror grips me as I stare, the sudden burst of light amplifying the dread of the unknown. I return to Rue Lepic, a sense of grim determination etched on my face. The once vibrant cafe below is now a desolate shell, its windows sealed with rough wooden boards. The silence is deafening, broken only by the distant echoes of the city. Nailed to the door, a stark notice proclaims, "Condemned." The chilling word confirms my deepest fears, shattering the illusion of a nightmare. I ascend the creaking attic theater staircase, each step echoing in the musty air. The scent of mold and smoke intensifies, clinging to the aged wood and forgotten props. A faint, sweet aroma weaves through the decay, an unexpected fragrance in the decaying space. The air grows heavy, thick with the weight of untold stories and lingering memories. Dust motes dance in the shafts of sunlight, filtering through cracks in the boarded-up windows. The staircase seems to groan beneath my weight, a silent testament to years of neglect and secrets. Sunlight streams into the dusty attic theater as the door sways open, inviting a tentative step into the silent space. Footsteps echo through the stillness as I venture further, the air thick with forgotten stories and the scent of aged wood. The stage looms ahead, draped in shadows, a silent sentinel guarding secrets of past performances. An overturned chair lies on its side, a fallen soldier, marking the puppeteer's sudden departure from the silent theater. In the dim light of the attic theater, Juliet lies in pieces on the stage. Her limbs are scattered haphazardly, a grotesque tableau of fractured beauty. The torso is split, revealing the hollow emptiness within. Juliet's head rests sideways, a silent, haunting gaze fixed on the unseen. A wave of relief washes over me, a chilling calm amidst the disarray. In the gloom of the attic theater, dust motes dance in a single ray of sunlight, illuminating a hidden world of forgotten stories. Something carved into the wood behind her eyes, a name etched in time and secrets. I lift her head gently, disturbing the silence of decades. A piece of yellowed newspaper slips out, fluttering to the floor like a lost memory. Juliette Moreau. A stark newspaper headline screams of tragedy. Tragic fire in Montmartre theater, child performer lost in blaze. The yellowed article details the heart-wrenching fate of Juliette Moreau, a young girl who perished in the inferno of 1899. The ink bleeds slightly, blurring the edges of a story forever etched in sorrow. A silent testament to a life extinguished too soon. A poignant reminder of dreams turned to ash. A sudden chill permeates the attic theater, an unnatural cold seeping into the bones. An inexplicable wind whispers through the aged walls, carrying with it the faint echo of a waltz. The air grows heavy, charged with an unseen presence. A voice, soft as a sigh, echoes in the theater. You came back. Dust motes swirl in the air, dancing to the ghostly music. The shadows lengthen, stretching across the room like grasping fingers. In the dim attic theater, Juliet's porcelain head slowly turns, her cracked face a mask of eerie stillness. Despite the damage, her eyes glide smoothly, betraying a strange, unsettling life. The delicate jaw creaks open, an unnatural movement in the silent space. A thin, silvery thread emerges, glistening like a spider's web spun from moonlight. The thread stretches, an ethereal connection to an unseen puppeteer, filling the air with silent dread. In the cluttered attic theater, I retreat, my gaze sweeping over forgotten relics and shadowy corners. My heel strikes something yielding beneath a layer of dust, the puppeteer's coat, discarded and forlorn. Reaching into the coat's pocket, my fingers close around a folded page, its edges worn with time. The journal page whispers untold secrets, promising a glimpse into the puppeteer's shadowed past. In the attic theater, dust motes swirl around a weathered journal, its pages open to a forgotten tale. The camera lingers on a specific entry, the ink faded, yet the words whispering secrets of the past. She asked me to rebuild her. The narration begins, a promise etched in ink and memory. Each time I carve, she moves closer to life. The words reveal a delicate, dangerous creation. But when she dances, she remembers the fire, and she wants to make the world burn again. The narration concludes, a chilling prophecy hanging in the air. In the dim attic theater, a lone bulb flickers, casting dancing shadows on a dusty stage littered with forgotten relics. Amidst faded velvet curtains and discarded props, a marionette's broken form lies scattered, its wooden limbs severed and still. A chilling resurrection begins as the marionette's pieces stir, an unnatural force compelling their reunion. With agonizing slowness, wooden limbs drag across the aged floorboards, each movement deliberate and eerie. Sharp, echoing clicks punctuate the silence as the marionette's body reassembles itself, piece by piece, in the haunted stillness. In the dusty attic theater, a silent transformation begins. Her head slowly rights itself, her eyes gleaming with newfound life. She rises, her form complete, a spectral smile widening across her face. A soft, haunting voice fills the air as she speaks of her creation and abandonment. "He finished me," she says softly, her smile never faltering. A chilling realization dawns as she concludes, but he wouldn't stay for the show. In the dimness of the attic theater, dust motes swirl in a solitary beam of sunlight, illuminating the heavy silence. The air shimmers, heat rising off the aged wood, as a figure begins to materialize from the shadows. The puppeteer stands revealed, his face a horrifying contrast of untouched skin and a grotesque tapestry of scar tissue. His hands, blackened with soot, appear like charcoal gloves, stark against the dim light. Hollow eyes, unnaturally bright, fix upon me as he rasps, "End it," before she performs again. In the hushed dimness of the attic theater, a solitary marionette hangs, suspended, veiled in shadows and dust. A single ray of sunlight pierces through a crack, illuminating the puppet in a spectral glow. Slowly, mechanically, the marionette turns its head, its painted eyes locking onto an unseen presence. A strange flicker, an echo of joy, animates its wooden features, defying its inanimate nature. A hopeful tremor runs through the marionette's frame, as if anticipating a long-awaited reunion. With a voice like creaking wood and whispered dreams, it calls out, "Father, dance with me." A sharp, snapping sound fills the attic theater as she lunges forward with deadly intent. The sickening thud of wood against bone echoes in the confined space. The puppeteer's body goes limp, collapsing into her arms like a discarded doll. A sinister plume of smoke begins to rise from his clothes, a silent testament to the violent act. I sprint desperately toward the door of the attic theater, a beacon of escape. With a resounding crash, the heavy door slams shut, cutting off my path. The windows abruptly darken, as if night has fallen in an instant. The light shifts violently, morphing into a fiery, ominous orange glow. Flames engulf everything, turning the theater into an inferno of terror. Flames engulf the attic theater, casting long dancing shadows across the aged wood. An inferno rises from the stage, an orange wave consuming everything in its path. Through the swirling smoke, a figure emerges. Juliet. She cradles her father's lifeless body, her face a mask of sorrow amidst the chaos. A haunting melody begins, and with a sorrowful grace, she rises. Defying the destruction, Juliet begins to dance, a solitary figure of defiance against the consuming fire. Sunlight pierces the gloom of the attic theater, casting ethereal beams through boarded-up windows, illuminating swirling dust. Juliet moves with a disturbing grace, her horrifying beauty a stark contrast to the decaying surroundings. Her eyes gleam with a strange intensity, reflecting the fractured light. "Stay," she whispers, her voice cutting through the silence with chilling resolve. The curtain hasn't fallen. Inside the attic theater, the ceiling groans ominously, a web of cracks spreading across its surface. A sudden, violent crack echoes as the structure begins to give way. Driven by instinct, a figure dives desperately toward the stairs, a race against imminent collapse. Barely escaping, the figure stumbles away as the roof caves in with a deafening roar, the theater vanishing into a cloud of dust and debris. Rue Lepic burns, the Paris Fire Department struggling against the ravenous flames. Flames engulf the building, an inferno devouring every inch with relentless hunger. The night sky glows orange, reflecting the terrible blaze consuming all before it. A structure succumbs to the fire, collapsing inward as the heat intensifies. I watch in horror, the inferno's intensity mirroring the dread in my eyes. The fire rages on, a destructive force reshaping the Parisian night. Days later, I wander down Rue Lepic, the air thick with the bitter scent of ash. Where the building once stood, now only a desolate landscape of soot and rubble remains. The vibrant street is muted, overshadowed by the stark reminder of what was lost. A haunting silence hangs in the air, broken only by the soft whisper of the wind through the debris. The weight of devastation settles heavily, a grim testament to the destructive power of fate. Amidst the bustling energy of Rue Lepic, a glint of something unusual catches the eye. The soot-covered street reveals a stark contrast. A music box lies perfectly untouched. The delicate object seems to hum with an unheard melody, a silent invitation to a forgotten time. Its pristine condition hints at a story shielded from the grime and clamor of the city. A music box sits on the bustling Rue Lepic, its delicate melody cutting through the Parisian noise. The waltz echoes, a haunting reminder of a night long past. Close up, a single word is carved into the lid of the box, a mysterious and lingering invitation. Encore, the inscription whispers, hinting at secrets and stories yet to unfold. The night is quiet, but not silent, as I sit alone in my apartment, haunted by echoes. The hours stretch on, each tick of the clock amplifying the solitude. A faint, off-key waltz drifts through the air, a ghostly melody only I can hear. The music wraps around me, a spectral embrace in the dead of night. I am trapped in a silent dance with a memory, the waltz a constant, mournful companion. I lift my camera, the lens finding focus in the dimness of my apartment. The flash erupts, a blinding white that momentarily banishes the shadows. In that fleeting burst of light, more than just the room is exposed. A small figure is revealed, caught between shadow and light, lurking just behind me. My breath catches, a silent scream trapped in my throat as I confront the impossible. In the dim apartment, shadows sway like phantoms, painting the walls with unease. My heart hammers, a frantic drum against the silence, amplifying the room's haunting stillness. A spectral touch her hand graces my shoulder, a fleeting caress that ignites a chilling fire within. I blink, the world momentarily dissolving, and she vanishes, leaving only the echo of her presence. The lingering scent of smoke, a constant, ghostly reminder, hangs heavy in the air. A haunting fragrance, a phantom of what once was, now forever imprinted in the shadows. Lost in a labyrinth of thought, I wander down a dimly lit Paris street. The cold night air bites at exposed skin, a stark reminder of solitude. Each step echoes In the quiet night, amplifying the feeling of isolation, shadows dance along the cobblestone, twisting familiar shapes into ghostly figures. A lone figure, swallowed by the grandeur and anonymity of the city. The chill deepens, mirroring the growing unease within. In the bustling coffee shop, steam rises from my neglected mug, its warmth unnoticed. My eyes dart nervously, scanning faces in the crowded room, a silent unease growing within me. The lively chatter and the hiss of the espresso machine fade into a muted background, heightening my sense of isolation. An overwhelming feeling of being watched intensifies my anxiety, prickling at the back of my neck. My grip tightens around the ceramic, seeking a tangible anchor in the sea of my rising paranoia. Back in my apartment, the silence amplifies the turmoil within. Sleep evades me as I toss and turn, haunted by a single image. Every time my eyes flutter shut, Juliet's face materializes in the darkness. Her memory, vivid and persistent, fills the room, making rest impossible. In the dead of night, a sudden, unsettling noise pierces the silence outside my apartment door. Driven by a mix of unease and curiosity, I rise to investigate the disturbance. The apartment is cloaked in shadow, each creak amplifying the growing tension. Approaching the door, I strain to listen, my senses on high alert. I cautiously open the door, peering into the dimly lit hallway, expecting to find something amiss. An unsettling emptiness greets me. No one is there, only the lingering echo of the unknown. Under the cloak of night, I am irresistibly drawn back to Rue Lepic, my footsteps echoing on the cobblestones. The familiar sight of the abandoned cafe looms ahead, a dark void in the Parisian night. Its windows are like vacant eyes, staring out at the empty street, holding untold stories within. Silence hangs heavy in the air, broken only by the distant murmur of the city, as the cafe stands as a silent sentinel, a poignant reminder of times past. The cafe exudes an aura of melancholy, its secrets locked behind closed doors. In the dead of night, the staircase to the attic theater creaks ominously, each step shrouded in shadow. A figure begins to ascend, driven by a compulsion they know is unwise. Each footfall echoes in the stillness, a lonely rhythm against the backdrop of unseen dangers. The darkness above seems to beckon, promising a revelation that may be best left undiscovered. I'm back in the attic theater, a place of forgotten dreams and lingering shadows. Dust motes dance in the faint light, illuminating the decaying grandeur. Each creak of the floorboards whispers tales of past performances, now tinged with an unsettling silence. The air hangs heavy with the scent of aged wood and forgotten memories. An eerie atmosphere settles, hinting at secrets hidden within the theater's decaying walls. I step into the dimly lit attic theater, the air thick with anticipation and the scent of forgotten dreams. Juliet stands waiting, her figure bathed in the soft glow of a single spotlight. Her smile radiates an unsettling warmth, sending an icy shiver down my spine. A chilling realization washes over me. I am in terrible danger, trapped in a deadly game. A blinding flash momentarily reveals Juliet amidst the charred ruins of the attic theater, the puppeteer caught in a stark, revealing light. The air hangs heavy, thick with the acrid stench of smoke, a grim testament to the recent devastation. In the aftermath, a camera tumbles to the floor, its lens staring upwards, capturing the chaotic scene from a fallen perspective. The stark contrast between light and shadow paints a haunting portrait of destruction and loss in the once vibrant theater. Silence descends, broken only by the crackle of embers, as Juliet stands amidst the ruins, a lone figure in a theater of ghosts.